everybody.
Oh my God.
Welcome.
For real. Bet you didn't know it was a cover.
Nice.
Nice.
That thing's awesome, dude.
I know. I might not sell it.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
I am definitely going to make my money back on the records that I got with it. So I don't know. You've seen my other one, the Bakelite 78 player.
Yeah.
I guess I could have two.
Two doesn't hurt. I get 2 phonographs. It don't hurt.
Yeah. I got in operation in the house right now 5.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey,
So
never hurts to have more than one.
Yeah.
They're fun to look at.
Yeah, they are. Those are nice.
Who we got? We got Jennifer Hayes. Hello, Jennifer Hayes.
People throw them away too.
Dude, my buddy in Idaho has the Edison cylinder. It's all the hell. The mechanism is still there. The box is kind of there. There's no nothing to actually play. But next time I'm there, I'm going to pick it up and just part it out. Even the mechanism in here, just the mechanism, because it's working so well, is probably like $250, $200 somewhere in there. I could sell the horn on its own probably for another $50, $75. So, but it's all put together. It's a little bit wobbly. It's got some issues, but I think that's kind of the nature of the beast with something like this. Like this old, it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, it's going to have defects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm loving it.
I think that's the point though, like playing around with those too. You know, you kind of like move the horn around and tune it up a little.
It's held on. The horn is like 2 pieces. It's held on with tape right now. It took me 2.5 hours just to get the plate so it wasn't wobbling like a drunk sailor, which is literally like the way to rebalance it is just straight up trial and error. Like you unscrew, there's no like right way. You unscrew some things, you rescrew some things, play it, it's wobbling. Nope. All right, let's try this, this, and this. And then eventually you nail it. And you're like, yeah. But it's a process.
How's it going, Marie? What's going on, Blackberry? We got Tinker over here. No free Coronas.
So, and Lobster, we can talk more about it later, but behind me.
Hello, Rhodes and Birdie.
I've decided in solidarity this week. I started today. I got all my cabinet cards listed. But this is my photograph death pile.
Mm.
And this will be the week of reckoning.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I got a couple more to do, but I got some other ones floating around here that I think are good mugshots that I need to find.
Like this is like 3 years of accumulation. I don't even know what's in here. Like, not a clue. Like, you got fishing, or like from the 50s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is some doctor's headshot. We got like 6 of those.
Corner of the market on that guy.
I don't know what this is. I picked this up in Oregon. Somebody signed it. I don't know who. But it was enough for someone to frame it.
Right.
And 1935, something, something, Chicago, Illinois. Pristine. I don't know. No
Lobster
idea.
will be going back and forth for his ribs. He doesn't want to burn his ribs.
So yeah, I figured we'd probably end up talking about some photos since he had a pretty big pickup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that score, like, just goes to show you don't always have to be the first one at a estate sale or yard sale to go in and be able to, like, he'll probably make more money than any person who went to that sale.
Yeah, I mean, he has the ability to. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because he has the quantity.
He's got the quantity, and we'll let him talk about it, but his bypass was pretty ridiculously small for all that he got.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, even he thinks he overpaid a little bit, you know.
I mean, whatever.
And I mean, we kind of just, you know, like, we kind of went through that back and forth when he was thinking about what he was going to pay for it. And,
yeah.
But
I mean, he might have I think he probably overpaid a little bit for the photos, especially since he didn't get what he wanted. But
right. Yeah.
You know what? He's greasing some wheels for future transactions.
Yeah, I think that was more of the main goal.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just to get in, you know, you got to get the in, and then, you know. But yeah, we'll let him cover it for sure. How was we'll go with your week. How was your week?
Pretty good. I did some unexpected thrifting, and ended up spending a few $100s I didn't think I was going to be spending, but like picked up a couple of Wii's and the Xbox. The Wii's that I listed sold overnight, so basically got a third of my money back in 12 hours. Yeah, outside of that, I've just been listing pretty heavily. Like I've got a lot of stuff to work with right now, and it's looking like we may have a yard sale season here. So I want to get on top of that. Like I just have some like bins that are really like loose, random stuff that if I just pull them out and list them, I'll end up with multiple shelves of like empty space where I can just start loading up.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting on the photos of it. I got a hit on my Craigslist ad. Basically, like someone's kid, like inherited they've been a lifelong collector. They're looking for someone to just come in and give one price and take it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what scope I'm talking about yet, but from what it sounds like so far, could be a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, it's always worth the investigation. You never know, you know, what. I mean, it might be a high price. It might not be, but you're not really.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I was like, send me some photos. Give me like a rough idea of what you're looking at. Like, what, you know, they don't want to piece it out. They want to deal with one person, and they in their message it said one person at wholesale pricing. So that tells me motivated seller and probably very few or very little competition, if any.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do pretty good at my own little yard sales. They're fun. They're fun for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm setting up my garage for like as a mini like appointment only record store between now and yard sale season.
I mean, they're fun until it's 2:00 and you got to put it all back in your house.
No, it's all my overstock. Like, so it's all the stuff I don't. It's just it can live in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna set it all up on tables, dollar it all out, and just have people come by and pick through. Because I've probably got 7,000 or 8,000 records out there.
That's nuts. Just sitting there, yeah. But you've sifted through those before, though, right?
Yeah, it's the collection I bought at the beginning of December. I
Like
just finished it earlier this week.
It's like the collection that you don't want now, right?
So there's stuff in there that I could definitely lot up and put online, but I want to leave some gems in there so when people come they can still find stuff instead of like coming and wasting their time. So
we have a serious question here. Marie has a serious question. She asks, I have a serious question. I know that's hard to believe. Do you price things individually for the fleas or just wing it? Me, I don't price anything. I usually just wing it. Tinka does the same thing too. We don't price anything. Just ask, because the more you buy, the cheaper it is on my ends. But
and I don't sell at the Fleas, so I did do a garage sale last year, and it was going to be 2 days. I ended up doing just one, and because it rained, but I made like $1,100 in 6 or 7 hours. So, and a lot of that was records, and then the records that I didn't sell at the yard sale, I just put in one big lot on Facebook Marketplace and sold off for like $500. So
I can say with the flea market, when I go and there's old ladies that come, they get really mad that I don't have any prices on anything. They're like, nothing's priced here. They old ladies really like tag sales, so they get irritated when they walk through. And a lot of people are kind of afraid. Maybe like 50% of the population's afraid to ask for a price. So having prices on it can be beneficial. But for a flea market guy, you're going to be putting a $10 tag on it at 9, and you're going to be putting a $5 tag on it at 11. So it's kind of hard to price it because it's circumstantial to when you just want to like be done with it. You could go there with great ambitions, like, oh, I got the great stuff, and then nobody's buying it. And then by 11, you're like, take it away. I don't want any of this shit. It's all garbage.
Found a picture of Lobster's mom.
Yeah, got change. Got any records?
You've been selling off. I know. Well, I know about the saga of the pencils. Maybe the people watching want to hear something about that.
Sure, we can talk about the pencils. It's been a long week. I mean, I think I have confirmation. We'll look in a minute, but yeah. Let's talk about the pencils. So, all right, here's the Bolo reveal is the pencils. So we got the micro atomic ebon fiber pencils. These are getting me in a lot of trouble right now, so I'll be umming a couple times because Lobster says the line's getting drawn in my yard real soon. You guys got my address and coming to kick my ass with a bamboo stick. So what happened is I listed these pencils. I had 3 boxes, 2 full boxes. This is a box of 10. I listed 1 box at $380 and sent out a couple offers. And one guy said to me, "Will you take $250 because that's a little stiff of a price for some pencils, I said, "All right, fine. It's the first box. I'll drop it on you, sure. So I dropped it on him, $250. He paid. Shipped out fine. Once that confirmed delivery, I relisted the next box. He left positive feedback, so it was a really good transaction. So I put the other one up at $410. He jacked it way up, and it had some traction. It had 5 watchers on it, and I don't know, the sales were kind of running a little slow, and I honestly felt like I was going to sell that box that day because the sales were running slow, and I'm like, what expensive item's going to go today? Because it's just the way the algorithm was running. It's usually giving me 200 a day, so we had a little slow sales yesterday, and that was kind of the only item that, I mean, there's a couple other boxes of pencils, but that one had potential to sell. So it sold, and I was excited. I called you guys, and I was like, wow, and that's the tough thing. You don't want to brag about those kind of sales because those are the tricky ones.
Yeah.
So I waited, and all right, so the problems that proceeded to exist where a drop shipper bought them. So the drop shipper bought them for $410 or $405 or something. So he's got to be selling those for, I don't know how much. I mean, he's got to be marking those up, right?
Oh, for sure. Or
yeah, so,
maybe not marking them up, but charging a percentage to his customer.
Yeah,
like a straight up fee. Yeah.
Somebody ended up paying near close to $500 or $600 for a box of pencils when it's all going to end up boiling down to it. So I'm just sitting there, I'm fine with the sale. I get ready to pack it up. I box it up. I look at it. I'm like, I'll throw another box on it. So I put another box around it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I kicked it out the door. He has to put the item number on it. I didn't do that. I left it mystery box. Yeah, he does look a little bored. I think he's hungry. Yeah, he's hungry.
Me?
My kids are making a bunch of noise right now. Having a birthday party.
So I drop it off at the post office. 2 hours later, he asks me to cancel the order. Now I'm in a panic, and I just send out a message. The order's been shipped. It's gone. The order's shipped. It's on the way. So I call you guys, and I call Tinker, and I'm trying to feel him on what he would do. And I got this guy over here, and he's like, "Frigga, let's do a full recon." What? Give me the guy's name. What's his address? Where's this puppy going? So Lobster comes in with the full military recon. We figure out where the
versus me waking up and being like, right item number on package. Yep, this is a freight forwarder.
Yeah, I know. So he's figuring out the trajectory of how long it's gonna take. How long is it gonna take this guy to get it? Does he have time to return it? Does he have time to do anything with it? And those were all the factors to whether or not I was gonna go to the post office in the morning and fish the package out of one of the back of the trucks, and then cancel his order somehow. But we all agreed to push it through.
Yeah, for sure.
Take the gamble, and
yeah.
I think it's going to pan out to no problem.
The final destination, by the time he gets it, he's not going to have much time to return it in the amount of time.
It's probably never going to leave where you sent it to, because that's usually going to go to a warehouse, and then they put together like a container or another big box.
Yeah.
And that's what goes.
Well, the location that it's going to, there's only 2 locations. There's one right there in Delaware, and then there's one in Oregon. And it went from Massachusetts to Oregon for what, $3, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's going to go overseas, and the distance traveled and the cost variable was cheaper that way than to send it from Massachusetts to Delaware and then across the Atlantic. It was like an extra 1,500 miles via plane. So they went the least amount traveled in cost. But yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have, I swear to God, I kept joking with him. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have some dude or whoever on your driveway, because now he knows your address, wearing a freaking pair of wooden slippers, drawing lines in your gravel, going, come on, cross the line, pal. Let's do this.
Come on. Come on.
Over here.
Oh yeah. I was a little bit of a panic, you know. You know, it's a $400 sale. I didn't want the pencils to get, you know, slip through my fingers too easily.
He's like, I ordered the wrong item and I sent you a message or something, or I think I might have told you. I said maybe he should instead of ordering $400 pencils, he should have ordered a pair of freaking glasses.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I think like even if they send them back and you get them, you know now that there's somebody out there who recognizes that these things are worth more than $400 or wants them for more than $400. I think you get them back, and if you get them back, just relist them at like $550.
Well, they were made in the U.S., weren't they, Justin? I would
Yeah.
imagine, yeah. So for someone from over there, from that part of the world, I would imagine they probably hold a higher value. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you check this stuff out on WorthPoint or anything like that?
The pencils in general?
Yeah.
No.
Let me take a look real quick.
I just crunched some eBay ads. I saw them selling. I just saw them selling, so I mean, I listed them. I jacked up the prices. Like my prices are way overpriced for anyone to buy them, but people were buying them, which, I mean, hey. I mean, I was surprised. I was surprised. I think it's. I only leaned on the pencils from one of the other shows that we did, and I cracked open a.
What's the number on those? What's the number of the pencils?
603s, right?
Yeah, 603F.
Okay. The 602s, 602S, with a bunch of them sharpened, sold for $3,700 on October 31st.
Boy!
The Black Wings 602 full box, $557. Who just called the price? October 17th. $546. Also October 17th.
So you were underpriced a little bit, dude, but still like crazy prices for pencils.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh well, hey. Yeah, it is what it is. Moving on.
Yeah, I when it goes, I usually don't look back. I usually just try to look for the better one.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you can.
Now we know.
Well, no. It makes a good point, because like you're gonna find them later, you know.
Look right here. I got a pencil for you right here. You want to buy this one? Look, it depends on what day of the week. You can have a white pencil or a blue one. White one or a blue one.
Yeah, honey, there's some in the cabinet. She wants some cookies.
Oh my gosh.
She wants all my cookies.
Look who's stoned as all get out. Eating a brownie. Sorry. I like going through photographs. I probably shouldn't be doing this live on the show, but I am. So, Lobster, you want
Alex
to talk
says
about
I have a drawer full of drawing pencils.
your
What's up?
your pickup this week?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I processed about almost 10% of it already.
Nice.
So I got one box already out there in the kitchen. By the way, the ribs were on fire. Well, the oven was on fire. There was a grease fire in my freaking oven. So that's why it took me a while to get back. I was like, save the meat.
Yeah,
He's like, the oven's on fire. I don't care. Pull it out. Pull out the ribs.
Save them.
But I've got a box and a half. The bottom box, it's got 36 books in it for Amazon. The top one currently has 16. So I've got, what is that? 36, 12, 50, like a little over 50 books going already. I got a box for eBay, and I've got about a box and a half for the Flea already. And then I have a ton of paper just from those 5 boxes.
Oh, is there just stuff stuffed in the books and stuff?
Yeah, they were notorious for just throwing like old receipts and picture stubs, and I've got a Pan Am. I've been kind of putting like the better stuff of interest. Let me just show you real quick. A
So,
Dr. Seuss.
so tell everyone what happened. Tell everyone what happened to the buildup of what you're showing everyone.
So I saw a estate sale that Justin sent me a link to. And we were looking at it, and we were talking on the, I think it was on the phone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys were talking about it at the end of the show last week. I was
Yeah,
watching
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we were talking about going to it. We hadn't gone to it, or I had went to it. Anyway, it was a Monday that I had time to go do it. So I went Monday, and I got this unit here. It's a I forget what it was. I got the Pioneer 6 CD changer, and I got this tech unit. Not a whole lot of money sitting there, but it was doubled. I'm gonna double my money on that, and then I had a bin. So I paid $80 for a bin of Smallsies and those 3 units. And the bin I processed already. It had playing cards. It had I got this mallard, and I got the female one. I got these Super 8 cases from Sears. I got this old GE 1984 digital radio alarm clock, and then all the cards. I think if I sell the cards, if they were to all sell, I would get my money and then some.
Yeah, the playing cards were cool.
That was basically my buy-in to get the guy to say, here, how much, and then kind of squeeze my way through. And I said, hey, what are you gonna do with all the books? Now, mind you, this is Monday, and it's the last day, so everything was 50% off. I mean, there was a ton of stuff still in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah, I got a book guy already. I was like, man, I tell you what, I want to be your book guy. And it's exactly what I told him. I said, I want to be the guy that comes and cleans out your books and all your papers and everything else. The clean out guy, he can do whatever he needs to do. He can take whatever he needs to take as long as he doesn't take my books. And he goes, okay. I gave him my number. He immediately put it in his phone. About 3 hours later, I get a call from this guy. And on my phone, on my voicemail, it doesn't say my name. It says something like Larry Darrell or something. So he leaves a very polite message. He goes, yeah, Larry, I'm trying to get a hold of Robert. So anyway, I call the guy back immediately and tell him I'm interested. And he goes, well, I'll make you a fair price. I go, what's that? He goes, how about, this? And I said, oh, shoot. Yeah. I'm not even going to squabble about it. So then I started talking to Justin and Matt started coming in on on the chats, and we were chatting back and forth, all three of us, and they pointed out those photos. So I sent the guy a message back, and I said, you know what? I want the photos in the bathroom. I want the slides and any other media that's in that house. I want for X amount of dollars. And he said, okay. Well, long story short, to kind of bypass a lot of that, I get there. I didn't get the photos. I didn't get the slides, but I got other things to make up for it. So I ended up getting 52 boxes of books. And of those 52 boxes, there's miscellaneous paper, ads, cards, postcards, pictures, a ton of pictures that I'll be able to lot up and do well on. I think I projected based on the 3 boxes of the 5 that I've pulled, because I haven't completely finished yet. But each Amazon box that I put 35 to 40 books in is going to give me about $180 a box. And then the eBay box is got kind of your vintage novels. I'll show you what I'm talking about here real quick. And there's one particular thing I want to show you guys that I thought was really cool.
Yeah, because Matt was just saying sometimes
Can I help you?
the first guy in doesn't always make out as the last guy leaving. Sometimes the last guy leaving makes out the most because of the quantity that he's supposed to get.
We need tape for it. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, the pictures of that estate sale looked great, but
Yeah.
Anybody who bought at it was going to pay top dollar. Like, there was going to be a lot of competition there.
Mm-hmm.
I was bummed about that,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
No,
What are you going to do?
Stuff.
But like, for instance, one of the books I
No,
found
like
in
stuff.
the box, this is called Baghdad by the Bay. It's a 1942 first edition. What's really cool about it is I think the guy, or possibly the father of the previous owner, knew this guy, and the author signed it along with maybe a character in the book. I got to go through the book because he made a note saying that was the dude's house, if you could see it, and he repurposed or redid the deck in the late 70s. So this book was kind of like in a private area. I think there was an attachment with the owner, because the owner of the house, he was some bigwig to the UCSD aquatics, aquarium, what is it called? Right here in La Jolla. UCS Birch. I can't think of it right now. I got the paperwork all over in here with his name and everything. With all, anyway, but there was all kinds of cool stuff in there. Like, I found one of these Cabbage Patch, which Cabbage Patch did back in '83 when you bought a Cabbage Patch the first year, because you had to register. They sent you a birthday card for your doll. So that was in one of the books. I thought was kind of cool. Ton of postcards from different parts of the world that they traveled, the Bahamas, just really kind of just neat stuff. But the one thing that I have, and there's a lot of books that were signed, so those are all going to go on eBay. This is my favorite thing so far.
Oh, yeah.
The Whaley House. This is a building that's in Old Town here in San Diego. It's a pamphlet. It's got 1960, I think it's a 1961 manual. Very good condition. It's got some fading on the back where it's at, obviously, for a long period of time. And it was $1.25 at that point. So the purchasing power, I did the math already. It's like $11.05 you would have to have paid for this in the conversion rate. But
Anybody else on eBay got one?
What's that?
Anybody else got one on eBay?
No, there's not one on eBay. What was really cool about this is that it has pictures of the Whaley House. And if you look in the background, it's not like that today, obviously.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's that's from like 1865. You've got the ad for the house. It changed hands so many times. It used to be a courthouse. It used to be a jail. Here it is. Here, run down. I think it wasn't until the 60s that they actually renovated it. It's considered to be haunted.
Dude,
And Regis Freeman, what's his name?
Philbin.
Remember?
Philman.
Philman. He
Philbin.
tried to stay the night. I think he was on like the Geraldo show or something. He tried to stay the night and couldn't because the place was haunted or something. So this is here. So this is really cool. And here it is where after they renovated it. So I mean, these pictures. I mean, there's a really gnarly looking one I want to show you. Look, like this one, the Whaley House with the old car in front of it. And you can go to this structure today, and it's a museum now. Here's the 1960 version. This is after the renovation. So this part here used to be the stables, the horse stables, and they converted it into probably back when they converted it to the courthouse. But yeah, this is probably the best one that I like because you see the men working on it. But that's my favorite find so far, other than a Pan Am boarding pass, stuff like that. I had to do some research, and then and then there's a magazine that I saw so far. I've got 2 stacks of crap right now of papers, but like a 1983.
And with all the info you have on that Whaley House thing, with all the info you have, and because you know a little bit about it, and you think you can upsell it too, right?
Well, if I do decide to sell it, I think I can. I think I can upsell it.
I think you have enough information where you could upsell the ad a little bit and get 50 to I don't know.
I was thinking,
70,
okay, here's how I would start it. I'd price it right off the top $11.05 because of the purchasing power of the dollar from the time it was bought to now. Mm-hmm. Then I count all the pictures, and then would do an estimate of what pictures would be. I looked at the Whaley House on eBay, San Diego photos during that time frame. They're averaging like $4 or $5, $6.
WHALEY.
Yeah. WHALEY.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
And I would just factor those prices in for each photo. So it would, let's say there's, let's say 10 photos, and that's an extra $50. So right now we're at $61.05. And then the mere fact that it's got the history of being haunted, it's got architectural, it's Western. I mean, I was going to say $100 right off the top just to start it and see. But I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm getting into this lotting thing. I might lot it up with some other.
I actually want to ask this question for anyone that's in the chat. Does anyone else price evaluate that way and just hold something in their hand and go, I mean, there's like this many photos in there. That's 20. And then, it feels kind of cool. That's 10. Yada, yada. Basically, how Lobster just explained how he did his price evaluation. Does anyone else do that? Comment in the chat. Curious to see what you guys actually say. But go on. Sorry.
There was a book called A Volume on the Family Whaleys that sold in 2019 for $40, but it wasn't like a travel guide like that is. That's more of like
that's almost a historical book. I think this was published by the
souvenir kind of thing.
Historical Society.
Yeah. So I had one of those pretty similar to that, but for Port Orchard, which is a little town right near where I live.
Uh-huh.
And it was done by the Rotary Club at the time. Rotary Club and Historical Society collaboration. I had the original envelope, and I think it sold for like 65 or 70 bucks. But that's way cooler. So I think you're probably right on the money. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna say
bucks
I might put it on an auction for 100 and see what happens.
Yeah, I like how you did the price evaluation.
Well, here's another one.
A lot of people don't do it like that.
Here's the process of what I've done. So I take these boxes right here. I bring them in. This is for Amazon. I bring them in. I set them here. I take the phone. I scan it. I see if the box or the book is available to sell on Amazon based on the sales rank. If it's less than 1 million in sales rank, it's less than 1 million on sales rank, and it's in good condition or in very good condition. It's going to Amazon. Now, I have a stack over here. You can't see it. It's right there. That stack. That's the pile that's starting. The second pile that's starting for the flea market. Those books are going for $1. Those are books that are over 1 million in sales rank. Okay. I don't have room space to keep them, so as I'm packing up and I get an empty box, the box gets full. It goes straight to the van. The flea market's coming up on Sunday. Now behind me, I only have one box of eBay, and that's all my vintage books. Like for instance, let me show you what I'm doing. They really like this one author. Her name was Ellery Queen. She's from the 60s, I think. But this is a stack that I've started. I thought it was really cool because each book has a different color. I thought that was really neat. All paperback, but this is all by the same author, all murder kind of stuff. I noticed that I could probably get more bang for my buck if I lotted this up as a whole, because I noticed that lots of like 4 or 5 of this author on eBay sell for about $10. So I would do something like this for somebody for like $20. Just give them a steal deal and freaking move on. Because I'm not going to sit there and wait this for $1, because that's what they would go for, $1.
Yeah.
Unless they do the Flea, and it's not going to sell at the Flea.
Right.
I'm going for that collector.
Yeah.
And then one last thing I want to share.
I think that's a good angle.
Right? Just lot it up, right? And I get rid of them all. Because I haven't thrown away but 2 books so far. One because it was chewed and gnawed up by a critter. And the other one, it was missing, I don't know how many pages. There was no way. So it's going in the recycling bin. This right here, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. Somebody's gonna want this. This is a travel ad. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. Nope, ain't worth nothing. So I was like, how can I squeeze a $1 out of this? How can I squeeze $1 out of this? And then I flipped it over and I go, right there. That's $9.
Yes,
that piece of paper right there. $9, dude. I was like, I'll just give them the whole magazine, but before I do, let me look at it one last time. So what I'll do and stuff like this, when they're staple bound like that, I'm just gonna pull the staples out, and I will sell the whole page to them. I don't want to, unless the other side or something has got some money to it. But
you're totally fine. Like you can cut out ads. You can X-Acto knife that. It's no one is ever gonna care.
No, I used to sell coupons for Harbor Freight and baby formula coupons on eBay. Just, a couple bucks here and there in an envelope. I mean, it was like free money.
Yeah.
And I thought about that. I was like, wait a minute, let me look at these just in case. And I saw that. And I thought, you know what? There's probably going to be many more of these to come. So I could lot them up, make it a nice listing, and just go from there.
Hello, Sarah Burns. Yeah, no, I like it. That's definitely some good plans and definitely some good.
Well, I wouldn't have gotten it if you hadn't led me onto that website, dude. I'd still be hustling the house goods or home goods.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm giving all this up. I'm giving it all up. I'm serious. This is all going to be flea market shit. I'm going to reevaluate my electronics collection for my record players. And, you know, I don't know. I like looking at that shit. I might just like, you know what? I didn't pay much for that stuff. But I'm strictly changing gears. 100%.
Good. It's, you know, if you focus on the stuff you can ship media mail and first class, like, doesn't mean that's all you sell, but it makes life a lot easier and you're shipping a lot cheaper.
Cheaper and you maximize, especially in my situation. I don't have a basement. I have a freaking thirds of a half of a garage to deal with. And
you gotta use the space that you have.
Yeah, and the books take up space, but there's 1,500 plus books, and then there's boxes of just stacks of paper of stuff that I haven't even gotten to yet. That, you know, it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna get through it.
I mean, the thing with books though too is they're a little box, right? Like they're 3 dimensions. They're easy to deal with. You can stack them. You can tuck them. You can you can really maximize your cubic space with books, right?
I could fill a box and kick it and be like, oh, okay, no worries. Yeah. It'll bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, there's a there's a lot of benefit to it.
Right.
I mean, I sold the book today for $50. Like,
yeah,
it was like a kind of ratty old book on how to build log cabins. And I mean, earlier this week, those I had all those London Folio Society books I wanted to auction. I mean, I didn't have to go make room for them. It was one half of a shelf, and they all just kind of tucked in there. So
right. I mean, I'm even gonna consider this as an option.
Is that
I'm gonna look it up because I bought a Jack in a Box lot and it was like $2, and it's all of the antenna little doodads, the little miniatures that go on the antennas from back in the day. So I'm gonna take stuff like this and throw it in just to kind of sweeten it up. So
how many of those doodads do you have?
I don't remember the quantity, but they're in here somewhere.
That's one listing, multi-quantity.
Yeah.
Don't lot that up. That's
but they're all different. They're all different.
Are they all different? Or are they?
Yeah, in the bag, they're all different.
Oh, okay.
Like somebody collected them.
Yeah, but if I had a big box of just all the same, yeah, I would lot that up.
Oh no! I mean, I like what they call Justin on those stamps, the postage stamps. I'm like, bro, look at these stamps. These things are old. And then we were going through the ad, right? This is why I like contacting people. I tried to reach out to a couple of people earlier, a couple of days ago, and only a few of you kind of responded, but nothing personal. It's just like whatever. I kind of like to get a feel of like what other people think. That's why I did a TikTok, and they managed to kind of be along the same wave. That's cool.
Jeez, that is one. I do not want that woman as my grandmother.
Right.
Yeah, you sometimes need that extra opinion
just to talk it through.
Just to talk it through, or else nothing's gonna happen with that item.
Yeah.
At all.
Can I help you?
It gets stagnant. It just sits there. It moves around the. Sure. It moves around the store.
You don't need me.
Like, I haven't
just go get one.
Reconned it yet,
Yeah, I ended up contacting somebody from Australia, and I was like, "What do you think?" Because I was debating, but it worked out.
It was stamps are definitely a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, when they said rare, and then all of a sudden there was that one with like 50 or 100 of them. Like, they're not that rare.
Yeah,
I think I might hang on to them though. Might get some more and kind of I'm gonna look them all up. Come out here one night and just look at them.
I ordered a munchie for my wife, like maybe like
it was just recent, wasn't it?
And the guy sent it with all postage stamps all around the
Really?
box. Yeah, remember how I was saying that? That's still good as postage.
Yeah.
All around the whole box.
To pay for it, to ship it?
Yeah.
He probably found some like free stamps.
Yeah, he probably had a whole
I've done that before with like the legal mail, the paper envelope.
Yeah.
It's like I still have like a rolls around here somewhere that I've gotten from a locker. I'm like, I'm just gonna use these, man. Save my money.
That's weird. I don't know if you guys can see what that is.
No, it's kind of glossy. It's dark. It looks like a negative.
It is a negative.
Yeah, it's like two people.
You're right about that. Hold on, I'll
Yeah.
hold up the light. This is crazy. Nope, too much. There we go.
Oh.
You recognize that?
Yeah. Is that a tribe? No, the light's flashing in their head.
There we go. That's better.
The Pope?
Is it Star Trek?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. The Pope.
What the hell is this doing in here?
I don't know, but that's awesome. That's Doc, wasn't it? Wasn't Doc carrying? Doc carried that little strappy thing, right?
No, it's Spock. It's Spock and Kirk.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
You can tell because he had the Indiana Jones fanny pack on the side thing.
That is so bizarre.
That's cool, man.
You can tell from the satchel.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be looking that up.
Yeah, that's worth something for sure. Yeah, I mean,
so out of place. Everything else in here is like, this is all like old 50s, 40s, black and white, and then there's that.
Yeah, I got these are the ones I have left. I kind of grouped them up. These are headshots. I like the backs of them because they're all out of Pennsylvania.
Are those cabinet cards?
Yeah.
Why are they? You lining them?
No, individual.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Really nice. Really decorative on the back.
I just sold one today.
Yeah, I haven't sold anymore since that last 4 that went out.
I told you I was listing them this morning when after you had that. I was like, all right, I'm going to list the rest of that I had. And I sold one like the last one, got just, portrait of a dude in a suit with a tie. Every one of those I listed $35. If they've got the name on it, I put that in the listing. If it's, I put like handsome young man, suit, tie, location. If it's got the name, I'll put that in there. And I put those all like between 35 and 55, depending on like, if they've got a handlebar mustache, the price goes up.
Yeah, that's probably why mine sold so quick after I listed them, because they were what, $17 a piece.
Yeah, but they're all make offer, and first one sold already today for 25. They came at me with 20. I countered at 25 and sold right away. So,
I'm definitely keeping my eyes on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
some of them you can see some of them on eBay. The previous ones that have sold recently, there's lots that have sold really cheap. Man, I need to start shopping on eBay again.
A random picture can speak to the randomest person at the randomest, And if it's $100 and that's what they got in their budget for that photo, then it's almost. Let me go.
Speaking of pulling random photos, I'm gonna go pull one of the albums from the van, and we'll bring it in, and I'll show you how random this stuff is. And I just saw money in it, so I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. You turned into a lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
going back to the book Lobster.
Or, there's somebody who's working on a project or putting together a collection or a slideshow who is looking specifically for, vintage images of cats. Or, there's guys out there who collect just photos of antique cars or just photos of, whatever, a certain kind of dog. Like if you know the species of a dog, you put it out in the title, it's going to sell. Like not maybe instantly, but it'll sell quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Old photographs of pugs.
Yeah, there's certain followings to certain breeds of dogs, for sure. Yeah, I mean they make figurines for dogs, and I like to make the point of that. There's a low end of everything and there's a high end of everything. So you can have a random low end photo, you can just have a random high end photo. It's
I mean, this one I just pulled.
Just subject matter.
Like, you can identify that car.
Right.
Like, there's somebody out there collecting that car. And whenever I am like, I don't know what that is, I don't know how to tell, I'll just put it on like a Facebook car group, and like those guys are so fast because they want to show off to their friends, and they can identify a car faster than their buddies. Like,
the brand rights.
Totally. So I mean, I could, photos, postcards, that kind of stuff is like the visual imagery that you can turn into money is crazy. Like, you
could scrap a book, you could scrap a scrapbook.
I mean, I've got maybe
1,000 different ways to turn it over.
Oh, totally. This one is just like, it looks, there's tons and tons of people holding up fish, which is another one I've sold tons of. Like, oh wait, where is it? Not that one. There we go. Like, just a bunch of people showing off fish, or people showing off, their kill from a hunt, or insides of log cabins. People go crazy for the insides of log cabins.
What do you think they're overly doing with it? Displaying
I
it?
think some people might be using them as reference material for decoration. Let's say they're trying to get a certain aesthetic inside a place, a place they're building or decorating. Some people might want to blow up an image and put it on the wall of their log cabin.
True.
People who fish, which is a lot of people, want to collect things about fishing, right? So when you have lures that can sell for thousands of dollars, of course there's going to be a collector's market for photos and images of that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a common snapshot, is when you're holding it when you catch it right off the boat. You go, hey, take a snapshot. You do want the memory of actually catching, the big bass or the big catfish or whatever it was, or the first fish, or definitely a common shot for sure. That's always a good shot too, because you're always like, you're making that like either the shit-eating grin or like look what I got. The excitement on the face. So always makes a good photo for sure.
BGT's got a question here, and it's a good one. If you have a great photo, can you have copies made and sell it over and over and over? Now, there's yes and no. It has to be before, I believe, 1912 is the I believe that's the date that you can. If you have the only image and you own it, you own that image if it's pre-1912. It might be later than that. If you own the negative, you own the image, unless somebody else owns the negative.
How do you know if someone else owns the negative?
You don't. You could take a picture and sell copies of that picture over and over and over again, and if somebody sees it and says, I took that picture, then you could be in trouble, because that's copyright. So there's times you can. It's not something I've gotten into, but I know you can. Auction Professor talks about it on his channel quite a bit. That is something he does. So he's and
There is one eBayer, I forget his name. I maybe I'll put it in the description later. But there's one eBayer that has literally the market cornered on photo negatives on eBay. You just search, you're gonna find this one seller, all of it.
Well, there's also somebody on eBay who has been going around stealing images off eBay and selling prints of them. And prints of those images, and eBay is doing nothing to crack down on that.
Yeah, I have some negatives up that you should probably put like a bar through it, or
you're not. eBay does not allow that. You're not allowed to alter. You're not allowed to alter anything. So you can do it, and people do it all the time. But if something comes along and eBay decides this is something we're going to start enforcing, I'm not going to invest my time into having to go back and like re-find all those images and rescan all those images. Like I'll just take the risk that somebody's going to, steal the stuff that I didn't take any of these pictures in the first place.
Right.
And Harry's got a point. No one's going to be able to prove it, right? Unless they're the person who took the photograph and like they're in the photograph, or they've got their wife is in the photograph or whatever. Like at that point, what are you doing with the photograph, and why don't they have it?
Lobster, you in timeout right now? Harry wants to know if you're in timeout.
No, I just happened to grab like the worst of the two. Let me just show you. This guy took pictures of everything in his life, and I'm trying to be discreet about it because I think he has since passed on. But he built everything. But this was just one wall of all the books.
Dude, that's cool.
And I'm gonna probably sell this photo.
Yeah, I would sell that photo.
And then here's something that's nice. I'm gonna sell this too. Look at that computer.
Yep.
And then he got an upgrade.
Yeah. Was that an upgrade though? That looks like it was a downgrade actually.
I think the first one was the oldest one. I actually sold one of those once. The Apple iMac or whatever it was. I found it in the trash can. I sold it for like $300. It worked too.
Yep, vintage electronics, Bolo.
And then this is kind of cool. He had it. Believe it or not, they had their books alphabetized.
Check that one out, Matt. It's nice.
And then he had one room where they were color coordinated. It was so just looking at it was so soothing to the eye.
Is that a built-in, that wall shelf?
No, those are just shelves. He's got a built-in over the fireplace. That was nice.
Check out this photo. This is freaking awesome. The little baby with the creepy purple weird stuff.
Like plushie?
Yep. From like probably like 60s. Oh, it's Tammy. I wish I had an easier way to. I need one of those like overhead projectors or something. I can just toss it on and be like, "Here, look at that."
Like the school one.
Yeah.
90-degree or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on that note in bound images and all of that. I have. Yeah.
Look at those old dollar bills. This was from his garage sale he had. I'm gonna keep this photo and frame it.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I've got I'm gonna do I'm not sure when, but I tried to do this last year at the beginning of lockdown, but I was having issues streaming. Now that I have it sort of figured out, a bunch of old 8mm and 16mm film. So I think I'm probably going to do, maybe in the next week or so, like a little show and tell little film festival on my channel. For two purposes. One, I think I got to go through it anyways.
These ain't no Burning Man films, are they?
No. This is all like 50s and 60s and 40s.
Okay.
Because I have to get it on some sort of video anyways. So basically, I'm just going to do it, and then I can cut it down and put those in the listings on YouTube. So it will be, I don't know when I'm going to do it. Sometime probably in the next week or two.
I tried bringing my...
Yeah, it'll be fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I want to see what's on all my stuff. I just haven't had time to. I tried setting one up the other day. None of the reels worked on anything, and then I grabbed another one. None of the reels were working on that one. So I don't know if I need like a arbor converter, to get the arbor down.
Yeah, I mean, every single one I have is it's not like you just put it in and play like a VCR. It's an active process. You're like, you're constantly adjusting. Yeah. Wow. Look, check out that hairstyle. Love it.
That's nice. Quite possibly BlackBerry. I don't know. We'll be drinking mixers.
Yeah. If you know what, if you send me money, I will order some Amazon fizzy water to be delivered to your house.
That's an idea. That's a pretty darn good idea.
And BTT, I've got your address, so that can actually happen.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
BTT bought something from me.
Yeah, I grabbed the wrong binders, dude. I should have grabbed the ones with the dogs and Hawaii and the birds, and the band was dark. Birds. He loved his dog, so there's a ton of pictures of him and his dog, or just the dog doing funny stuff. So I'm gonna lot it all up.
So, not that
you got to cherry pick it too, though.
Should we move on in segments on the show?
Are we doing segments tonight?
I don't know. We don't have to. Is it open talk?
No, we can do whatever you guys want to do.
I don't want to do anything.
Hey, it's Friday. We don't have to do anything if we don't want to.
Justin's got the he's got the captain's chair.
I'm a free spirit. I go with the flow. With that being said, I'm going to get a coffee then.
Go get it.
I'll be right back. Keep showing and telling then.
Oh, it's going to take me.
Everyone's liking the show and tell, so show them more stuff.
I'll show more stuff.
I'll bust out some of the books.
I think I need to maybe turn this off, and that would help. This guy's holding his balls. It's gonna take me a while to get through all these. I've got so many to lot. Like I'm trying to pull out some like good ones that might be good on their own, but like I probably have, I don't know. Oh my god. Somebody feeds their baby.
Oh my gosh. Damn beer, damn beer belly. Okay.
Yeah. I love ones like this too. Helen's decided she's sick of your shit.
Let's see if I gotta keep those photos separate.
Oh wow. This looks like this was communist China.
Yeah, right?
There's a couple here. There's a couple of them here. Same era. Hard to tell.
Hey, you want a coupon for some raisins?
I'm good. 15-cent raisins.
Yeah, it expired in 83 though.
I feel like I kind of remember buying some of these. I know I bought a bunch of them off of Facebook auctions over the summer. Susan Backer's ephemera auctions. Oh, here we go. Check this out. These are all just people showing the fish they caught.
Dude, that's big money right there.
Just how many pages of it do I have? There's like 3 pages. Here's 4 pages. There's more. Just people catching all of the, or showing off their fish. Oh, and nice. Somebody standing next to a sign, and it's Donner Summit, which puts that basically right by Lake Tahoe, which is that alone. If I can prove this is Lake Tahoe 1950s, that's crazy money. Anything Lake Tahoe will sell.
I got some trucks today.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Some trucks. So that one does pretty good. That one does like $1.50.
Where'd you find them?
My long lost uncle sold them all to me. Actually, he has 5 totes full of trucks.
What?
So I just they're all they're not all this clean, but they're pretty darn clean. It's a little low there.
Really good.
This one's probably the money that I'm gonna list this one tonight at some point before I go to bed. This is the D6.
Yeah.
D6 dozer
I
by Model Toys. This one does like $2 to $2.50, and I've sold this one before for $3.80, a little cleaner than that.
Nice.
So hopefully this one pays for everything. And he set the price, so you know. And then me and Tinker, we did some cleaning because they own a mill, like an antiques. They own the antique store. It's 4 floors. They own the basement, which is all their like processing area, but they opened up the very top floor to open more booths. So mainly Tinker did a lot of the work, but we got these for free for the work. This one here. I got to pick them. So he said, go down and pick a truck out for the work. So we got this one. Little steamroller. These two are Hubley.
Oh yeah.
And these things are pretty cool. they fully operate.
Every time I've ever found Hubley, it's like destroyed, but they all sell anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta go check my ribs, boys. I'll be right back.
I just sold. It's not a. Let's see if I can. I can't add it because it's not old. It's Ertl tractor, like 1980s in the box. My first big buy I ever did was like 50 of these things, and this is the very last, very last one. It's like a what's it called? A 1989 Alice Chalmers roto baler. And I've been fighting off lowball offers on this thing for a year and a half, and finally sold for $100 plus shipping. So,
nope. And that was your last one?
That was my very last one.
Yeah, it's always liberating when you get rid of the last one, right?
Yeah,
mission done.
I mean, I made. Guy was like, it was his uncle's collection or something. He was military and moving, and didn't want to have to take them with him. And I'm like, he came up with, he like comped them out individually on eBay, and I'm like, oh god, all right, well, I got to make money on this. I'm not going to be able to, give you eBay prices because that's what I'm going to do. And I'm like, you can probably get what you want out of these if you do the work, but you're not going to do the work. So I'll give you this much. And I mean, I made my money back in the first 3. Like I didn't realize how good of a deal I got on them until well after the fact.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I could have kept going. I mean, I could have made like $1,000 pile and then had, 1,500 extra trucks or 2,000 extra trucks and did the work, because he's getting cash now and he bought them out for a certain price. He knows his margin, so he knows what he wants to get out of it. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, at least on that end, you actually have like a little buying power because at least he knows what he wants out of it.
Yeah.
On the other end, if they're buying it from a collector, they're like, I collected it. It's harder for them to let it go. So
it's hard for collectors to let it go until they hit that point, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, I've gone as far as I'm going to go with this, or I've fallen off in my interest of this, and now I just need to, put this into something else or do something else with my life, or now I'm into this.
The problem for a collector, they could be collecting and their market could be going like this the whole time. Yep. Then all of a sudden, right before they think they want to get out of it, they don't get out of it, and they keep collecting. And then all of a sudden, boom, it slopes. Yep. Just like Tonka, it tanked like 3 or 4 years ago. It was garbage. Like nobody wanted it. I couldn't sell it. I couldn't sell a decent Tonka. You had to have like the cream of the crop Tonka, and it had to be clean. Nobody was buying anything with rust on it. And then, I mean, this past year or two, the market just turned. Like they're buying them again. They're buying them rusty. They're buying them, I mean, I could sell the ones out in my yard that the dogs pissed on like 10 times, 10 times, 100 times. It's probably rusting away from dog piss, but it would still sell for 30, 40, $50 with the rust, depending the truck and yada, yada, the condition. But people are buying them. It's kind of that's just how collecting goes. It goes in waves.
And you never really know how. I mean, you can't predict it, right? Like, I'm not going to go put all my money in Tonkas.
Right. No.
But that those are well-made toys.
Right.
There is a finite supply of them.
That's true. You know, when you hold it and you play with it rather than a plastic truck, you're like, I mean, this is a real truck, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then when you're playing with a plastic one, it seems almost expendable where if it broke, you're like, yeah, whatever. You know, you'll like replace the wheel on it. A plastic one, you might be like, Goodwill, here you come, you know. Let's see, and this one's kind of cool because check it out. Look what they did.
Oh yeah.
They put a little screw in there. That's kind of cool, you know. They didn't leave it bare bones, you know. They grabbed something out of the hardware drawer and threw it on there. Kind of give it that vibe back.
Gives it a little character.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool.
And I mean, that's the kind of stuff too. Like, doesn't hurt the value of that toy at all.
No, actually, probably
helps a little. Like,
it probably helped it a little with that screw being there. To be honest with you, maybe.
I mean, whatever.
It's a variable.
Yeah.
Someone might like it. Someone might not like it. Did you find the right book? You lost it.
The whole house. Got the whole house. It's a 2-story house. Everyone wants to be right here, right now. Come on.
Do we get to talk to your wife tonight?
I don't know, dude. She might be next guy. You know, everyone's like, oh, what's he doing? Let's see what he's up to.
We got 16 people in the chat. Why don't you guys start dropping some questions for Lobster's wife tonight?
Yeah.
Drop some questions.
I did save her life from the grease fire though, so she's lucky. She's lucky.
Did you have a fire extinguisher out by the?
No. She threw me a towel and then I just put it out with the water. It was a grease fire.
It's a line of I can't tell if it's a
Words?
University of Toledo Lincoln's. No, I can't tell what it is, but it's a bunch of guys standing next to their cars. They look like maybe taxis. It's matted. It might be a postcard. I wonder what that says. Hold on. I'm going to be right back.
Oh my gosh, man. Come on,
man. I'm popping up the seat. I don't have a seat down here. I don't have a seat in my eBay store. It's crazy. I stand on my feet the whole show. So everyone knows.
Yeah, I was standing up earlier because if I sit too long, I've been out here since 8:30 this morning, going through this stuff, and I haven't eaten except for just now. But I can't sit for too long because then I start losing. Hey, I found Karen.
Karen?
Yeah, Karen. There she is. Hi, guys. How are you? That's Karen.
All right, let's see if I can. It says something bath on the cars. So who knows? Is it a postcard? Is the question. This is where we go in. We start doing the surgery. All right, not a postcard. There we go. That's good because I can now I know I can liquid. Nope, it's not a slick back.
SCS, I want my storage unit back.
Well, that's a cool one. I'll figure that out. That'll probably sell on it.
I gotta go make it. I gotta make a delivery.
All right.
I gotta make a cookie delivery. Be right back.
People on a steamship or some kind of ship, maybe a ferry. It's definitely a porthole. Flags on the back. Neat. Everybody knew that Helen was just a little bit different. You've heard of children of the corn.
Yeah.
What about the olds of the corn?
Oh, there you go. The children had to come from somewhere.
Right?
Here's one of the things I scanned that will do well. Billy Crystal, the 700 Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
But instead of making $1 in the book, and this is what I love about this old man, that this gentleman, very respectful guy, because some of the cards he wrote his wife were just, nice. There's an article that was in the book stating that Billy Crystal started in San Diego for this book in La Jolla in 2004. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this same exact book and the article and put it on eBay and probably get like $20, $15-20 for it versus $1 on Amazon after fees and everything. So squeezing it out every little bit I can.
Hey Matt, why don't you let everyone know the easiest way to start with paper, because a lot of people are freaking scared of it.
I mean,
there's got to be a good way to have a starting point to get a little comfortable,
yeah,
and gain confidence. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're coming up on a good time for it too, because one, we're going to be coming out of this pandemic when we are, going to start seeing a lot of yard sales, a lot of garage sales, and especially, sadly, a lot of estate sales. Right? There's been online estate stuff going on. There's been estate sales in some areas, but I can guarantee you that the number of sales out there have not kept up with the number of estates. It's sad. We just lost 500,000 Americans. We've been in lockdown. You're going to see a flood of goods coming onto the market. A lot of vintage goods coming onto the market, pretty much all at once, right? Number one, you're going to see, probably, if you're a reseller and you're able to sit on stuff, it's going to be a great time to buy. If you're selling stuff, your prices are going to drop. Like, it's just going to be what's going to happen for a little while. But
I mean, that writing's on the wall a little bit the past 3 months, right?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I think, I don't want to say all the resellers should be seeing that right now, but the way that the algorithm's set up is to send out offers. I mean,
yeah,
I don't want to be like, are you running your store on offers? But I run a lot of my store on offers. If I didn't have that option, I'd have to play with my prices all day.
Yeah. I think you're about to see the bottom fall out of the video game market.
Yeah, because everyone's going to be out looking for jobs. You're going to have time.
Absolutely. Schools are going to go back in. I mean, it's kids can start playing outside. Like, it's going to just, everything's going to start really kind of making us get back.
That's why I've been boarding the bicycles.
Now, that said, when you have a drop off of all these other commodities that you typically see at yard sales, the stuff that is already undervalued or unvalued are things like paper. you know, sometimes things like bottle caps, stuff like that, like stuff that's like in the corner of a garage that nobody's thinking about. You're going to be able to buy that stuff probably in bulk for nothing. And so that's my first thing. If you want to get into it, buy in bulk. All right. Because 90% of what you're going to get is probably not worth it or worth lotting up. If you like the treasure hunt, you know, postcards, photographs, brochures, travel brochures, travel maps, like people kept all that stuff. Like, and if you would be shocked if you're into this stuff, like how much of that stuff just goes straight into the dumpster on a clean out.
Right. Like all this stuff that I've got. That's where it was going.
Yeah. I mean, I have thousands of like 50s and 60s Kodachrome slides that I saved from a dumpster. And there's like some amazing stuff in there. The challenge is to get yourself in between the people who are dealing with that stuff in the dumpster, right? Because the people who are running estate auctions and estate sales, they're really only interested in getting the stuff that's going to bring in the most money and the most people looking to buy.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people who run their estate sales like the one Lobster went to, which is where they basically like price the best stuff, open the door, and then let everybody in.
Yeah.
You can find those sales. Those are the ones you want to go to, right? You want to go to the ones where the place is packed, some of the stuff is priced, and then you want to look at everything that's not priced, right? The stuff that's not priced means they're not putting value on it, and that's the stuff you want to go for. And the pressure's off when you do that too, right? Because that's not the stuff people are looking for. There will be people who are going to compete with you who are looking for that stuff as well, but you want to get in between that and the dumpster. So estate sales are one way you can do that. You can source right off eBay, right? I've bought bulk postcard lots off eBay. I bought bulk postcard lots off of multiple different estate auction sites. Goodwill, my most recent one was on Shop Goodwill. You might have to make a bit of an investment because you're going to have nationwide competition versus just localized competition. And then, so you just want to get a bulk of stuff. You want to have a bunch of stuff to work with. And then you just start going through every single item. Look everything up. If it doesn't, you don't necessarily have to find a specific match, right? You're not looking for, if I'm comping a photo, I'm not looking for, this exact photo, but, is there somebody who's got some lots of like, 1950s teenagers, or, this guy has a few different pins on his lapel. I'd want to look up and try to figure out what those pins are and see if there's collectors for that. You start looking at details, and then figuring
comparables.
Out exactly, or just or if I find a postcard and I can identify the location as being some small little town in Nebraska, I'm going to not be worried about just postcards in that small little town. Are there people who are interested in items in general just from that town? If it's like a gas station from that town, well, then I know I'm also going to be looking at the gas station guys, right? Is there visible gas pumps? Well, then I know I'm going to try to be getting to those guys as well. Is there a mobile or oil Pegasus sign in there? Well, then cha-ching, I know there's guys who are all over that stuff. So you can find an item, and you certainly can just sell it on its merits for what you can try to figure out. Like, okay, this is a guy on a horse, right? I'm just going to sell it as a guy on a horse. And probably there's somebody out there who's going to be looking for a guy on a horse at some point, and then I price accordingly. But if I can say, this is a guy on a horse in Podunk Town, Nebraska, and I have some way to back that up within that photograph, well, then I've just added a whole nother layer to it. And so that's with any paper item, you're looking to figure out how many details you can get across to a potential buyer and how many different markets you can angle that into. So, the more the better, obviously, right? The stuff that people collect amazes me on a daily basis. Like, every time I sell, like, you know, a travel brochure or a you know, what's going on this week in Hawaii from 1989, I feel like I've pulled one over on somebody, right? There's like I haven't. I just happen to have found a thing that I made available for sale to somebody who wants it. I just can't believe sometimes that there's somebody out there who wants it. And if you're ever in doubt if somebody might want a thing, you might as well just list it, right? Like, if you have no idea, just list it and find out. And I mean, there's stuff I've got in my store that I've had for 1, 2, 3 years, and then, you know, on the 3rd year it sells for my full asking price. It happens all the time to me. I can't tell you how many times I've sold something ridiculously expensive for my full asking price after waiting 2.5 years. And that's the other thing. You got to be patient with a lot of this stuff. You are definitely waiting. Yeah. You're waiting for the right buyer. And my last piece of advice is, there are amazing content providers on YouTube. There are dozens of resources on Facebook and online. And, you know, I couldn't begin to put together a list for people, but, you know, start Googling, you know, the stuff out there and dive in. Like, you know, I had no idea how to date a postcard or when I started, but I figured it out based on what I could find online. I can date stuff looking at a stamp box. Like,
I'm laughing at the guy in the top corner.
Dude, this is a 1982 freaking TV guide, man.
Nice.
It's not much left of it, but it was like, hey, on Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock, I could have watched Hawaii 5-0, man, the crime series. You know, it's like this takes me back, brother.
TV guides, not even a joke, can sell for the right ones. Can sell like $40-$50. I was comping them the other day after you talked. I sold an ALF one for, I think, $15.
Look, I'm taking that out and I'm posting it. It's a beta machine.
What is it?
It's an ad for Sears.
Nice.
Sears beta machine.
A beta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 2 obsolete entities right there. Look, and she's all happy smoking her Virginia Slim. She's like, hey, boys, what's up? You want to have a smoke? Yeah, look. She's ready for you, bro, with her smoke.
Smoke that cigarette.
Smoke that Virginia Slim.
That's hilarious.
There's the guy from Little House on the Prairie. Remember that dude? Something Alden or whatever his name was?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So recent sales of TV Guide. These are no joke. 1952 Marilyn Monroe, $1,426.
I can see that going for money. Yeah.
Golden Girls, Betty White. That one's autographed. That won't count. That First issue, $400.
Yeah, crazy.
The April 3rd, 1953. Oh, the number one. Yeah, TV Guide number one sells for like $300 or $400. Elvis Presley. Star Trek.
What's the Presley going for?
Star Trek from 1967 sells for about $250. 1953 Superman, $250. The Star Trek one, though, from 1967, it seems like one that you could probably find out in the wild.
Okay, this is the kind of
stuff.
This is the kind of stuff I'm after. Look at this. It's an ad for a carton of Carlton cigarettes, claiming that they have less tar in one carton than a single pack of other cigarettes.
That's interesting.
That's a very cool ad right there.
That is a good ad.
TV Guide Outlander from August 11th, 2014. $105 with 11 bids. 1978 Charlie's Angels, $100.
I don't know, but if you fight the pain, you can win.
Like, I mean, there's
smoke that cigarette.
I can't tell you how many, like, Trailer Park Boys, 2004, $85. Like, there's so many over $50 issues. I'm on page 6 of results, and I'm still in the 70s in terms of dollar value.
You're not. I mean, you wouldn't know it unless if you heard it, and you wouldn't know it unless if you grabbed it and then randomly looked it up.
Yeah.
On the TV Guide, and that's the way that stuff is. Even like basic magazines, you don't know what magazines are selling until you come across the magazine. You look it up, and you're like, oh, someone's actually collecting. Hunting and field guide. I didn't know that, and it does $10 each.
Like I've known about TV guides for a while. I just never run across them. And it's because
I think with mine, I'm just gonna dollar it out, $2 a page or whatever, an ad.
I've come across them. I just never really picked them up. Be honest with you.
If they're 70s, 80s, or before, I'd pick them up all day.
Yeah, I'm all about the ads.
To me, it's not the greatest paper at all, the TV Guide, but I mean, who would have thought, like, what? Is the 9X Yellow Pages worth money now? I bet you it is.
Yeah. I bet it is. I bet it is. I grabbed all the phone books, too, from that house, dude.
I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
How many of those... Yeah, it's
because you never know. Here's what I think when I do stuff like that, and people throw it away. I think of Hollywood. I'm not saying Hollywood's gonna call them, some dude, but they have people that go out and look for stuff. I got a guy that has a contract with some company up in LA or whatever, but he buys all my phones. He bought all my phones off of me. He bought them for a set, or supplies for a set for something that's going on up there.
Yeah,
right.
you probably buy anything phone related.
Yeah. Well, he's a collector of two, but he also has a contract to collect and purchase certain types of phones for certain eras.
These are Yellow Pages sales from today. 2001.
Okay.
University of South Carolina, $45. 1999. Spartanburg, $38. Martha's Vineyard, 2020, $19.99. There's ratty.
Yeah, you can get $20 on last year's 9X Yellow Pages for Martha's Vineyard.
Yep. And then there's tons that are like 1970s.
So Are we
71.
going to start a road trip? Are we going door to door now?
I mean,
We're gonna propose an extended warranty on cars, and we're gonna say,
No,
hey,
it's
do you still have your phone book?
It's a buyback program for the Yellow Pages.
Give me $1 for your phone book.
Who has the most junk over here?
the ones that are listed for like $150 are sold. So let's see what's the highest sold.
Pete, we just bought over 1,500 books. You want to buy some?
Highest sold on the Yellow Pages. And by the way, there's the search term phone book Yellow Pages. There's about 200 listings and 68 sold. Highest price is $19.49
in the last 30 days. Dude,
What's that?
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
What is that? 40, 25. What is that? 40, almost 40%.
Yeah. 1965, Houston, Texas, 177.50 with 20 bids.
We got to corner the fucking market. Kitchen knives and phone book.
You got trash over here. You got a big pile of trash over there. You got a big pile of trash down here. That's funny.
That's crazy,
yeah,
though.
You corner the market on the 9X Yellow Pages, man. I mean, I never pick them up. I walk by them all. I've seen tons of them. I walk by them. Yeah, I mean, it pays to grab everything sometimes and have a real thorough process of processing it all. Fine tooth comb it, table, phone, quick ads, bang, bang, with that kind of stuff, like the Yellow Pages. I mean, how many photos do they need? That's a very fast listing right there.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if you can't list a Yellow Pages in like 3 minutes. So, I mean, it's free money on the ground. You just got to pick it up. And that's what a lot of this reselling is. It's going out, you're gathering. Yeah, you got to pay money for some of it, but yeah, you're just gathering. And I mean, I'm in the market of hoarding a little, you know, because the market goes like this. So you got to have a little on the back burner for, you know, that ebb and flow of the market. So, because you never know when it's going to turn. I mean, I could have been sitting on, you know, a whole pile of Dr. Seuss books because I'm like, they're not really worth anything, and you know, they don't really do anything. Yeah, I can sell them for a couple bucks or whatever, but and then boom, it just hits.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and then you go through the roller coaster of that. You can sell it, then you can't, and then you can, then you can't. But you can always, if it's peaked at one point, that sets it. Now it has to come back down for it to go down. So it's always worth that high. It has to come back down to get down to the low.
I mean, with paper and media, it's one of the few things that, like a perfect example is the phone book. What estate sale have you ever been to that put any price on a phone book, right?
No, never.
How many phone books have you walked by at an estate sale?
All of them, except for the last one. I grabbed 3 of them.
How many are you going to walk by from now on?
None.
Yeah,
I got 3 of them now. I don't know what they're going to be worth, but
I mean, it might not be worth anything, but you know, it certainly isn't going to be. You're not going to find a comp for it, but you can. It's definitely going to be worth listing. Right?
But I might be able to do with them though. If I have a coffee table that's missing part of a leg, I can offer it as a balancer for the coffee table and offer up something, you know.
I mean, what's the worst case scenario? You throw it in the recycle bin, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, if I saw one from like the 60s or 70s,
I would sell it for sure.
It's the same thing as the TV guide, right? Like they were created to be thrown away, right? Used once and then thrown away. That's why there's not that many of them still out there. You see TV guides, but you don't see them all the time, right? Like,
yeah, they reissued it every year. I mean, you know, you didn't save it. I mean,
No.
I mean, why did you save the TV guide for some of the ads?
I mean,
no, because then I don't think you
I
would
know-
have realized that
I
an
think they had
ad
a
from
checklist in them too.
what's
I
that?
think they had some kind of checklist inside the TV guide. There was
I
some
don't.
kind of
The
checklist.
one I have here, it's only part of it, but there's
Or it
some
had
other
like
ones
something
floating
that
around.
you could. It had something you could fill out in it. It might have had like, you know, puzzles.
Oh,
in
to
the back.
notify you of your schedule, of like what you want to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, it had some kind of thing you filled out in it, and that
It's
might
got
like,
your little calendar of what,
yeah, that's yeah,
and then
yeah. All the
then they
shows,
have like a
the
blank
time.
one or something.
Yeah,
Where
I
you
think you could
fill it
like
out.
fill. Yeah, yeah. I don't really remember much about it, you know.
so
My mother always had the TV guide though.
it goes kind of
They
back to
always
your
did.
question on paper, right? Like the answer is you grab it. Like you get as much of it you can for as cheap as you can, which is pretty easy to do in almost every scenario. I can't tell you how many times I've walked away from, you know, a place with a box of old like flyers or travel maps, you know, maps from the 1960s. Like gas stations gave them out, like, or you'd buy them for a quarter or a dime, and people buy them. Like I sell them all the time. They're not necessarily huge money. Or travel brochures, depending on the location. Like those little three-fold travel brochures can, you know, so many I sell for like $10, $15. Just it's just a matter of just putting them out there.
Yeah, they might not be heavy hitting items or anything like that, but
But if you find one from
you know,
Hawaii in the 1950s or 60s, that could be 25 or $30. Like,
I mean, I tried doing some breakdown mathematics with Lobster the other day on like paper and how to maybe kind of do it. You know, if it's priced at $19.99, and let's just say you're paying for your ads, all right? Let's say you're paying, let's just say you're paying 25 cents to keep the mathematics easy, an ad a month. You know, so you're at $1.50. You're at $3 a year to run your ad for a year on a $20 piece of paper.
yeah,
That's not that bad. I mean,
no,
even at that inflated price, which is very expensive if you ask me, it's not that bad.
Uh,
There's plenty of money to be made because you're trying to do it in quantity over quality. You know, if you just list them all at $19.99, everything goes in the store at $19.99. That's just the price.
yeah,
That way it keeps it subjective to the piece of paper, to whoever's looking at it. I mean, somebody might get a deal at $19.99 on it, or they might have just paid up for it. You know, it's subjective. So that's a good way to start a paper store, is just going one price across the board. It looks nice and clean in there. It doesn't look like you cherry picked anything or you overly looked up anything,
I
which
mean,
is great.
you can do it that way, or I mean, I do not do it that way.
Yeah,
I list it for like what
yeah. You can analyze it
I look at
piece
it
by
and I'm
piece.
like, here's what I think I can sell it for, and then I
Yeah,
like double it or triple it a lot of times,
yeah.
and then I
You're
just
kind of curating the price yourself and
yeah,
setting
yeah,
the price. I was just thinking of it as like, you don't know what you're doing.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, I mean, you can do that too.
you might not be like overly interested in paper, but you want to see what it'll turn over, you know. That's a good way to do it. I
Yeah,
mean, what are you doing? Just you taking pictures and making ads of ads. That's not hard.
I mean,
Um,
I think that there's also, if you're ever going to get into a new market, and I can't imagine you're going to disagree with me, that you're far better off looking everything up for the first chunk of time, right? Until
Yeah.
you can get a feel for it, like until you can kind of.
Yeah, you have to educate yourself. I mean, it would be a learning. It's variable. I mean, you could look
Yeah.
everything up for the first year and analyze, or you could just list everything for a year at one price and analyze as it sold. Oh, it sold fast. I probably undervalued that. It took forever. It was probably a piece of, it was probably a crappy, slow moving piece of paper. And that might be a hard analyzation, but it's a couple different ways to do it for sure.
I think that you should always be able to answer the question, why is this cool and why would somebody buy it? Right? Like,
Did
or
you guys see that?
who would buy this?
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's from Big Bear.
That's definitely a good question, because if you're not confident with it that it's gonna sell, it probably shouldn't go on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just randomly listing something and you're like, man, I hope this sells. I don't really know, it might not. It probably won't either, because you have zero confidence in it already. You're already contemplating it. You're judging it. If you just list it and you're like, yeah, I made a clean ad, it's gonna sell, it'll probably sell.
BTT.
Hey, here's one for you. Here's an email from the author to the lady, the wife of of all these books, saying that she's a character in this book on page 155. That's pretty cool.
BTT, the Western or the catalogs. So over the summer I was cleaning out my death pile and found a bunch of Western wear catalogs from the 50s and 60s, and actually a few from before that. Going back, I think the earliest one was around the 30s. I listed the first one of those for I think like $60, and it sold before I could type the title of my next listing. And I was like, oh. And so I'm like, the next one I put up for $100. It sold just as quick. Like some of the old catalogs, especially the ones that have like hand-drawn art or etchings in them, Western wear is really good. Catalogs can be crazy money from that era, 50s, 60s, and before. And again, that's something you can find at estate sales and will show up because people actually held on to that stuff. Old Sears catalogs can sell for good money. Another good one too is old advertising, not cookbooks, but like the pamphlets that products would put out. They're like 8 pages of recipes for Jell-O, or stuff with old 50s and 60s food photography. Yeah, that right there. That's easily, like, I'd put that up easily for 10 or 15 bucks and it'll sell. Maybe not right away, but it will. Yeah, exactly that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a lot of the stuff that nobody's looking for, because like when you go yard sailing, you're going yard sailing for you want G.I. Joes, you want friggin'
and when you find
out
that
the boxes and cast toys and freaking guns, and we want jewelry, and I mean I can keep Pokemon cards. What else you guys want, But that stuff's all on the ground too, you gotta mix it up. Take some of the junk, because at least when it comes to an estate sale, the estate sale company is most likely contracted through like the clean out, likely, or they have a sister company that's the clean out guy. It's probably the lady's uncle or whoever. It's all usually family related. So if you take some of the junk with you that you think you can move, it really offsets the better stuff inside your pile. And honestly, it makes your pile look shittier, and your price is going to be lower.
I agree with
it's
that.
not like you're manipulating it. You're just, I mean, it's on the ground.
You're taking the good and the bad.
You're taking the good and the bad, and they like that, because you're like, that stuff needs to go in the dumpster. Some of it needs to go to landfill. They'd rather you grind it out and figure it out in some sort of way. And if they don't have a price on it, they don't care about it. They don't want to know about it. They don't want to learn about it because it doesn't have a price on it. So it's just not. It's not valued as something in their mind for that operation for the day.
That's why I'm always.
That's when you come...
Go ahead, dude. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was done.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you were done.
The other thing too is if they figure out you're that guy, and you can get in, they will start setting that stuff aside for you, right?
Yeah.
Or let you know, hey, there's a lot of paper in this house.
Yeah.
Or and that I mean, I can't tell you that there's before, up until lockdown started, like I have like 2 or 3 estate sale companies that all I'd have to do is just show up and fill the car. Like I didn't have to look around. It would just be there ready for me. Because they'd give me a price, or they and it was always super fair, and I just load up and leave.
That's why I always try to find the manuals, the cords, the power cords. It's usually when people are out looking for those higher priced items that have those detachable cords or power sources, or the manual on how to program something, they're going to go look on eBay. You can't go to Radio Shack anymore. You can't go to Walmart and look for your specific cord that you need for your RCA. Where is he? This guy right here. Somebody threw this away at the Flea, the tape deck CD player. They couldn't sell it because they didn't have a cord. Well, lo and behold, Lobster's got a basket full of them, baby. So now I can play it. I can use it as a tester. I could sell it. I can set it out here amongst all the other crap I got and enjoy it. It didn't cost me a dime.
Justin, are you able to let me show my screen? Is that something you can do?
Yeah.
All right.
See my cracks?
I'm just going to show real quick. I mean, this is just this week.
You're looking at the TV guide.
Are you looking at my sold screen here?
Yeah, everything's green.
Let me pull this up real quick. That's just today. I'm just quickly scanning real quick. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so this is just random paper. All right, this is a ferry schedule from 1962 in Norway.
All right, what are we doing?
No, we
got
got
to share it.
TV.
Oh, you can't see it.
We got the.
Okay, well, never mind.
We can see the TV guide.
That's not my screen.
Yeah.
Is it my screen? It is my screen. Let me try that again.
Okay.
Share screen. Application window. Share. Try that. Hey, it worked. Okay. There we go. Ferry schedule. This was just in a pile of paper from an estate sale, in with a bunch of other travel stuff from the 60s in Norway. This sold in less than a week. February 24th, it sold, or about a week. Somebody paid to have this go to Norway. has a little SO thing on there. It's literally just a little folding card thing. Sold for $14.95. I took an offer. It was sold for $10 plus shipping on it.
Yep.
This is a real photo postcard of a dead whale.
A what?
Dead whale.
Oh, all right.
The bottom of a whale.
Why is this cool? It's a dead whale.
Yep.
I don't know. Like somebody paid $50 for it. Took what, 5 months to sell, but who cares? It takes up no space. This just sold today. 1964 New York World State Fair thing. There's plenty of these out there. It's not even that uncommon. I had plenty of competition and it still sold $15. Like this kind of just basic brochure, front, back, had a map inside, bunch of stuff on the World's Fair. This kind of stuff all day long, easy to sell, easy to ship, easy to store, easy to list. No reason not to. Here you go, Lobby. Cabinet card photograph.
Nice.
This is the one I listed this
That
morning.
part.
Sold same day. This is Sam Duff in Milwaukee.
$34.95, you bastard.
No, I sold 25. I took an
Oh,
offer.
okay.
They offered 20. I countered 25. They took it.
Yeah. Now, if they want it bad enough, they'll pay up for it.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, and you can find this stuff when you find it. You can find it in piles,
Right.
and then it's just buy in bulk, list one at a time. Buy in bulk, list one at a time. You're not everything's gonna be a home run, but that one card paid for the entire book of cards that came out of it.
Okay, I have to interrupt for a minute.
Sure.
I'm actually very, 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 very impressed. Canon, you guys are awesome. So here's a brochure. Speaking of brochures, that is for Canon FD lenses, right? So I was just looking on eBay, looked up Canon FD lenses, thousands, 4,000s. I'm thinking somebody's going to want a brochure. Well, on page 7, I'm going to put my finger over her top. Page 7, there's a lovely lady, topless, with her chi-chis hanging out, flapping in the wind. And I'm thinking, what year was this? Printed in Japan. Yeah, she's topless, bro. Straight up boobage.
Send me a pic of that later.
I'm like, I'm like, wow. They got rid of Dr. Seuss books because of the racism or whatever the hell, and yet I hold a manual in my hand solicited for the public with boobage. Oh, look, I'm not kidding. Hold on.
That same one just sold a month ago
bro.
Just sold for $8 plus $4 shipping. And
This one?
For that exact one. I think you'd probably get more out of it. And
I'm keeping it, bro.
Okay.
It's going in the tube sock drawer. Come on.
There's one out there right now for $15 plus $4 shipping. But only there's another one here, $9 free ship. So you got a little bit of competition, but that's one of those things you could price a little bit higher, wait for your competition to sell. Not everybody shops on price with this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that when you're selling this with all these other people, it's not, you just price it the same, and eventually one person's will sell, and
yeah,
you price it within $1. You undercut them $1. Don't undercut them $5.
I always look at it like this, though. When I do stuff like you said, there was only a couple of them on there, right? So let's say I decided to sell this. I look at the comps, look at the listings, compare the numbers, see how much activity it's had in 90 days, see how much is on there. Why is it on there? Because there's no demand. Maybe the prices are too high. If they're all over the board, I get frustrated. I take the lowest number, the highest number, I get the median, and then that's my price. But If I listed this, and because it's got boobage in it, it's got 2 photos, it's got pictures of birds and other things too. It's kind of a cool little brochure because it's got the guide in the back. And I'm thinking something I might want to photocopy and put with my electronics folder because of the it's got the information on the lenses that you could easily put in a listing if you needed to, but I haven't had too many of that, so I'll move on. But I'm thinking something like that, I mean, it might be worth a little bit more than what's out there because of the content inside.
I mean, it depends. Did the other listings mention that there's boobage?
I don't know. I didn't see the
I don't
listing.
know. It's it some of that sometimes it's not the comp sales or the other prices that are out there don't actually give you any good information. Like, it's nice. I mean, there's postcards that I have had, or plenty of other items where I am the highest price ever sold of that item.
Eventually, they're going to sell underneath you, and you'll get your turn at some point.
Yeah, or there's ones where it's like, okay, well, there's none available now. Everyone that's ever been available has sold. I'm pricing mine, 30, 40, 50%, sometimes double what the highest one that sold was, and it still sells.
Smoke break.
Do it. So, comps are good for some things, but it's not, it's not the end all be all. It's a tool, not a crutch.
Hey, Annie, how are you? Yeah, I had fun at that though. It was a nice, and I'm having fun going through it all. It's like treasure hunting.
And that's good. It's for me, it's so much more interesting than spending an afternoon comping video games, right? Like, or cleaning and testing video game systems. Like, BTT, I know for a fact that boobage, as a term, is allowed on eBay. You're allowed to have incidental boobage in a listing or in a photo, but you can't just put a picture of boobs up unless it's art. And even then, eBay reserves the right to take down your boobage. And Take Down Your Boobage is the name of my next punk band.
Oh, hey, I can show you this one. Oh, look at this. It's the Frank Sinatra portrait of an album of Quincy Jones.
VHS. Wow.
$20. That old Quincy there in the back.
Yeah, that's probably something never been on any other whatever. Here's a great photo.
Media.
She looks like.
Looks like she could go a few rounds with you or two, huh?
No kidding.
Somebody took my popsicle. I'm looking for my popsicle.
All right, chat. Here's some questions. How many people we got all up in here? We got 12 of you watching. Mr. Boobs a lot. Formerly Lobster. Nice. How long will we go for? How long have I been here? 2 hours,
2
and
hours
15
15.
minutes?
This wait, hold on. She an older woman? Okay, this is probably mine. That's probably got that's not the greatest.
It's almost done.
This is my favorite one so far. Got a big old Holy Bible.
Oh,
Doing it.
nice.
Yeah. Look how
Wow.
big that Bible is.
I mean, you put that in the title.
I did.
100%.
It hasn't sold yet. I did. I left it at $24.95.
You got to make offer on it?
I think so.
You charge shipping on top of that?
Yep.
Good. I have so many photographs. This is going to be a process. I just have to start the process. Yeah.
The ladies.
Sealed DVDs.
It's all the ladies. The women in my life.
Hey. Thank you for being a friend.
Golden Girls.
Those are fun. Now that they're all sealed, so
Man, I've got some old photos here. So many. So many.
boobage. Is that a term that we're using here?
Yes.
I know, right? It is a cute cuties box for sure. It's got the snowman on it too. It's probably worth money. Pounding down coffees. What do I got to show anybody? I don't have much to show. And the toys. We got my wife donated all of her munchie cheese. Well, not all of them, but some of them. She doesn't want to collect them anymore. So
In the
I
box?
listed some of these. Yeah,
What are the?
we got
What do
4
those
in the
go for?
box. These are newer model ones. These are '09. I think these can do 10 or 20 bucks.
Those were part of the Munchie Chi revival.
yeah, the Munchie Chi revival, exactly. This one's an old school one. You can usually tell because of the blue on the front of the box. And it has the 74 date on the back. But if you look, the boxes are, they're pretty close to being repopped correctly. It's just the blue, and it's got a little shorter of a box. So check your dates when you buy stuff, but definitely pretty cool. She's got some rare one that's like a Japanese import, which is really cool. The Japanese ones go for a lot, a couple $100.
I vaguely remember there was a cartoon of them in the 80s, I want to say, with a very annoying song.
Oh, yeah. Monchi Chi Chi, Monchi Chi, Monchi Chi Chi, Monchi Chi.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't really know the whole thing.
I don't remember, but it
Blackberry wanted me to sing.
It was definitely annoying. I remember that. Sing this song, Justin. I don't know if that was the exact song and how it went, but it's not far off.
All right, we got an offer. We're gonna take the offer. It's $5 less than what I offered, so I mean that's pretty close.
What was the what's the item?
Here's the item. It's one of the
one of those
knives. Yeah. So we're
nice.
Might as well take all these offers. I'm not really worried, but 95.
Yeah.
So we'll take
and how
that.
much do you have enough for?
Yeah, we'll play the jam. Frigga. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. They were out in port today. It was my day of low balls.
Day of low balls?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't get the full dance. We'll keep it going because I'm going to take another offer. All right, and then I got this. All right, he won't have funds until Wednesday, but we'll sell it to him anyway. All right, so here's the ad. It's this machinist lot that I had up. It's just a bunch of parts. I was asking $700 for it, but it's just parts. And I don't want to part it out. To be honest with you, it's too much to part out. Where I mean, I could, but none of it's marked. It's all no maker marks. It'd take you a day to research one item because you're not going to know what it's called. So he wants $250. That's it's a pretty low ball offer, but I was talking to Lobster about this ad, and this is it's not the same guy. Remember, he contacted me yesterday and said, "Hey, I think this lot is missing something."
The
from
machinist
the lot
thing.
Because I took because I took some items out. So I got somebody offering me $250 for it.
You still had it set at that price? The other one?
What's that?
You still had it set at 700?
Yeah, I had it set at 700. I sent him an offer at 4.
Oh my god.
And
Move it.
What'd you
And
say?
he's at 250.
I don't
But it's a
know
different
enough about that stuff that I would be able to give
Yeah, I
you
don't know. I
valuable.
mean, it's up to you, dude.
Oh,
I'm
no,
all
I'm gonna
about
take
what
the
I got
250.
into it.
It's a random
take
lot
the-
of
Yeah, it's just a random lot of machinist parts.
how much other
Tool
interest
making.
you had on it.
How long has it been sitting in the door?
3 months.
I mean,
It's 250.
Get rid of it.
Free money,
If
right?
you can afford to do it, then do it. I don't know what you got into it.
like if that's all the scraps from other stuff that you got, then that's
Uh,
the kind of stuff that I'd be all over. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I paid 1900 for everything, but I made it back in like a week, and that was like two years ago.
so this is just like the cast offs from an old thing that you got. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah.
Sell it.
yeah.
All right,
Take the money and run.
it's gone.
There's no
Boom.
way this guy is not a serial killer.
Yeah. He's got the black gloves in his back pocket right now.
Yeah, and the tucked in.
He's got him on.
Yeah.
He's got him on. Oh my god, yes. Oh, dude. Where's the car? Where's the green avocado green Le Mans?
It's lemon yellow, but
Wait, I have to show you. I have to show you something. Are you ready? Speaking of mass murderer, serial killers, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
oh yeah.
Oh, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Wait. It's gonna happen. Oh yeah.
Oh wow, there you go, Lobster.
That's how you do it, son.
All right. So since we're doing eBay, I just got this message. So this is on a exact temperature gauge. I have a ton of these old gauges that I bought at a yard sale, been selling them off. But this is the message I got. Hello. So this is a listed item with a make offer option. I was wondering what is the lowest you would be willing to go on this item. I'm asking because I want to use it to repair an old pyrometer I have for casting metal. Since you don't know if it works and if it is being sold, as I doubt, I can return it. So would be nice if I could pay as little in case it doesn't work. To which I will simply reply, as policy, I do not negotiate through messages, period. Please use the make offer option. Send.
I mean, you had to do that because
no free information.
Well, because you have make offer on, it's almost easier for him to make the decision on the make offer. Look at it. It's for parts. It might work. It might not.
Every one of them, I haven't had an issue with any of the other ones in the lot, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you didn't have make offer on, I think you would have had to do a slight different. I mean, what would you have said if you didn't have make offer on? If you just had buy it now for...
Yeah, I would have said the lowest price is the price that I have it listed. Or I just replied, this is not a make offer item. Period.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you're pretty much leaving it in the hands of him to go into the office section and make your fair offer.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm, and honestly, if he offered me like. At this point, I only have it's like one of my last like 3 or 4.
Because he's fishing the lowest amount that you're gonna take already. So I mean,
yeah, I'm not gonna give away free information.
I mean, I don't understand people sometimes though. I mean, is he assuming that you're the most trustworthy person in the world, and you're gonna tell him that the lowest amount that you're gonna take is not 50%, which is probably the amount that you will take, but it's 70%. So you're lying to him right off the cuff. But what does he expect you to do? Not lie? Or, you know, like, why does the buyer put you in that situation of,
because they're just trying to
having
get
to, yeah, I know, but I mean, I
and
understand.
honestly, his price just went up. Like,
I understand eBay can be a flea market, and it's designed as a flea market, sort of. I mean, I get it, but you know, just some buyers are like that. They have that flea market attitude, like, what's your bottom dollar, bud? You know, I got a credit card and it goes like this. What's your bottom dollar?
yeah.
Let me know, because I want to go like this. And it's like the same thing I told Lobster the other day. The guy goes, hey, I was looking at this knife. I had it listed for $40. I like this knife. What's the cheapest you'll sell it to me for? And it's not in good condition, like you said. That's what he said to me. It's not in good condition, as your ad says it's in good condition. I just said, all right. I looked at it. Yeah, it's probably not in the greatest condition, I guess. Maybe he's right. $20. So I sent him an offer, 20, half off. He bought it in freaking 2 seconds. He swiped the card. Boom. I'll take that.
Oh, this is the greatest thing I ever bought.
Yeah, I ship it out to him, and I get a feedback, and I just read his reply, and it's like, best kitchen knife I've ever owned. I'm like, what the hell, buddy? Like, I was selling you a quality knife for 40. You stole it from me.
Yeah.
And then you left me a review saying, thanks, sucker. This is the best damn knife I ever owned. Yeah. You know? I'm like, geez.
Messages like that, like if somebody who comes in and trash talks my item, my first message will say, thank you for the unsolicited opinion. Yeah. And that's it. Like, you know, they'll say, this is in great condition, this is in good condition, whatever they have to say. I don't care. You've just almost disqualified yourself from buying from me. You know, it's the same thing. If I have somebody who comes in on a $50 item with a $5 offer, first one will get declined. If they come back with $6, I'll be like, I'm not going to consider your lowball offers. If you continue to do this, I consider it harassment. You're going to lose the privilege from buying from me. Yeah, and then they do it again, and I block them.
Yeah.
There's 7 billion other customers I can sell to. I don't need to deal with that BS.
Yeah, I mean, I get that it's designed as a flea market, and it's, I mean, with the make offer and the best offer and sending the offers, it's really turning a little bit more into a flea market because of the offerability. I mean, before it was just set the price, forget it. You go back 2 months later and you redo the price, and you know, whatever's going in the rotation, it's about to relist, you reevaluate it. You know, whatever's about to relist the next day, you reevaluate it, and you slowly grind out your store like that. Now, I mean,
you can still do that.
Huh?
You can still do that. I mean,
yeah, no, I do it too, but I believe it was just more avidly like that a year ago. You know, I think everyone did it. Like not everybody, but it was good. It was good practice.
Yeah.
To do it that way. And I mean, I've fallen off. I've stopped doing it like avidly every day. You know, you go in, you tune it up a little because of the make offer and send offer. It's good and it's bad.
I mean, you know, when I have stuff that has make offer and somebody comes in and they, you know, come in like, you know, $2 or $5 or, you know, 80% of my asking price, you know, it shows that they actually they value the item, right? Like, I know it should be valued. When somebody comes in and does like a, you know, $10 on a $50 item, you know, either they're trying to steal it from you. 2, they don't value it. And that's not the customer you're looking for anyways, right? Like, the reason why you've set a high price is because this item is going to have value to the right person. If they're coming in with $10, you know what? They might be the one who also says, this is going to have value to the right person. Let me be the one to find the right person. You know,
Yeah.
why am I going to let you make the money? I want to make the money. That's why I'm here.
Right. Right.
Go find your own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you listed it to part it out to a reseller and they're gonna grind it out, then yeah, that's how you set it up and that's how it should be sold. But if you're parting it out, I mean, it's parted out for a reason.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's you know, different situations. On you know, I had a postcard today. It's you know, pretty. I mean, you use the word rare, but it doesn't really mean anything with postcards. There's none other out there like it. It's kind of one of a kind, but it's of a place in Ireland that people take pilgrimages to. But it's the earliest postcard that I was able to find of this place. I'm like, okay, this is definitely going to be worth something to people. There's other postcards from this place that sell all the time. I put mine out there for $35. I get an offer same day for $10. Are you gonna take that offer?
No.
Hell no.
No, because you know it's good because they contacted you too soon.
Absolutely.
If they waited like
a year from now, I might take $10 on that card.
If they waited a month on my store, I would have been like, all right, fine, you know, because I'm
not on a postcard because it's no space, right? Like, and I know I can get more.
No, you're right, but it depends on how fast you want to burn and turn. The buyer's right there; he's ready to buy.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. You got to question when that happens. He's right there; he's ready to buy. I mean, you know, I got this machinist slot. A couple guys looked at it. We had a guy question on it yesterday. I got a guy wanting to make an offer on it today. But, I mean, this thing's been sitting for 6 months with no questions, and now I'm getting some questions. So is it time for it to let it go since I got 2 questions on it in 2 days with 0 traction for it's almost 6 months. So it's like, I'm contemplating it now, and I just say, yeah, all right, fine, because you got to make those decisions. I mean, they only give you so much time of a open window to take the offer.
Sarah Burns brought up something in chat that's very, very true. A lot of times on eBay with buyers is they will try to get you to doubt your value, right?
Yeah.
Like they will, and that happens all the time, and it will happen more the less you have listed in a category, right? If you've got 20 books and one of them's $1,000, you're going to have to fend off lowballs, and you're going to have people coming in and giving you their unsolicited opinion on what it's actually worth, or trying to tell you what it's worth or what you have. And, you know, sometimes, you know, somebody will come in and tell me something about a listing that I didn't know, and it's good information.
Keep in mind when you sell a $1,000 book, you draw the line in sand in front of your house sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a
you tried to F me, F you.
It's $1,000 book, you know. You gotta, you know, a lot of things can happen
with a card.
A lot of things can happen with that kind of sale, so you got to be careful.
But those insert cards from the 70s, the wacky ad sticker cards from 79 to 84, I think it was. Had some guy say your price on this card is way overpriced. You could get the whole set for your one price. I go, yeah, I know that, but that's a card that I want that kind of money for because it's an advertisement for cigarettes. And if someone doesn't have that card, because it's the #1 card in that collection, and if someone needs it, I'm the man that's got it, and I'm the only one on the planet with it right now on eBay. So, you know.
The people who are going to come to you and give you information on an item that's valuable, like actual input that means something that you can use, are typically not the people who are also trying to buy your item. Like the people who are like, hey, this is just want to let you know this is this and blah, blah, blah. You know, maybe you want to add this to the listing and hopefully it will sell your item. Like that happens to me like at least once a month if it's something that I don't know a ton about. And yeah, I'm going to revise my listing. I'm going to include that information. I'm going to thank them up and down and, you know, and use that. When somebody attaches it to a low dollar value, that's almost like ignore or go away or block.
Well, I actually have, I don't want to like counter. I don't want to counter what you just said.
Counter. You feel free.
But
always
but
wrong.
I'm gonna counter that just to let everyone know there's multiple ways of doing it too. You know, yeah, what Matt just said is absolutely right. But I had a level the other day. I looked up the level. You could buy a 2-foot level for $50, and I have the maker's name because I matched it from the picture. And you can buy a 1-footer. I mean, you would think the 1-footer's less money, I would think. So I priced the 1-footer at 50, like 7 or something like that, and you can buy the 2-footer at like $30. So I priced the 1-footer double of what the 2-footer is. But what I did was I put unknown maker. Now I know the maker, but I put unknown maker because I wanted to fish the people that are buying unknown makers. So I mean, I list not even 2 hours later, I get some guy, hey, that's a John Freed level from 1923. It's a machinist level or blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, all right, I mean, you would think that I would go in there and redo the ad, and I'm like, nope, I'm not putting any of that info in there. Why? Because I don't want any of that info in there. I want the guy to go in there, because the more info he has, the more he can look up the item, and I don't want him to look up the item. I want him to think it's a mystery item. It's unknown. It doesn't have the maker mark. You have to, reference a book to find the maker. So that's just another trick of selling something, even though you might know what you have and it's, and you can reference it through a book. But if you put unknown, like you don't friggin' know or have a clue, it might pop. The thing sold in a day. It sold the next day because people collect unknown. Yeah, people collect unknown material.
I got an offer on that gauge. I just answered the question too. Care to guess what the offer was?
$20.
Wait, how much did you have it listed at?
$33.90, $33.55. It was on sale.
15.
22.
25.
Wow.
So I am going to take that offer.
I was gonna say he's willing to lose $25, so take it.
It's a pretty rare gauge, but it's one of the last ones I have, so it's been up for a year. I don't care.
All that to save $8 freaking and change.
What's that?
Where's it going?
I don't know.
Probably somewhere in the Midwest.
It'll go first class or overseas. A bunch of them have sold overseas.
Yeah, the pressure gauges are cool.
Yeah.
It's probably the same guy that bought the pencils.
If you put steampunk in your pressure gauge ads, I bet you they'll spike more.
This one's got, this is with a good one. This one's got the chrome face on it. Still, I don't care. was the nicest that I had, and it was the highest price that it was of all the ones that I listed. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, Sarah Burns. That's just a It's not really overly a trick. I only found that from listing unknown maker items, and then later found them, and then I'll realize that that's the maker. It took time to figure that out, but there is a huge market in unknown items. Even like this lot that I just showed you sell for $250. It's a parts lot, but it's unknown maker, and some random guy made it, so it still holds value just because it's not labeled by a maker. So, and even if it did, you could variably just say you don't know anything. It might steer somebody more into it, where they're going to ask questions or want to see more pictures. It's going to bring traction. Questions bring traction. The faster you can answer your question, the faster it brings more traction. You answer the question faster, it's going to spike a possible sale. eBay tracks what you do. If you don't answer the question at all and not reply, it might send a ding saying, all right, no sale for 2 hours. 2 hours later, you get a sale. It might do that. You don't really know what it does. But I think it would do something like that. That if you don't tend to the store, it's the same thing with I was saying to Matt. People used to, because daily refinement would be, pushing this 4% of your stuff ending, and everyone would retool 4% of their store at the end and retool. Everyone did it that way, and it worked. And it's just kind of fallen off. So now nobody does it because it's just fallen off. It doesn't overly work anymore.
Shit, I did 30% of mine. 30 over 30. What was it? 115. Yeah, it was like 30%. 33% of my store.
Yeah, retooled 33% of your store. Yeah, I retooled 5% of the store the other day.
Yeah, you did. You did some too recently. And Matt's just fell off.
Well, I've been I work on it every day. Like I try to spend at least
400 listings just kind of flushed away with the toilet paper on that one.
They as far as I can tell, they're all back.
Oh, okay.
But I try to do every day, like one of the first things in the morning is I'll spend like 20-30 minutes going and fixing up old photos or playing around with titles or prices or like doing something that isn't at like just listing. Because all that stuff is stuff eBay looks at and they look at as activity, and it helps sell stuff. When they came down the pipe with all the like item specific stuff, I had over 700 that had needed item specifics, and most of it was the stuff that I had purchased from the other eBayer like over a year ago. But I decided like, okay, all of her pictures were these like mosaic combo pictures of like 6 other pictures in the listing, and they looked like garbage. So as I was going and doing the specifics, I was fixing those photos and putting one product photo in the front and just fixing it all up, and stuff just started like moving out of that store that had just been stagnant.
Yeah.
And that's when I started adopting that habit, and it works. Like going in and doing that activity on older stuff gets it moving.
Yeah, I think you got to be avidly consistent. I mean, it'll work if you just randomly do it once a week.
Oh yeah, totally. But with as many listings as I have to like I need daily habits. Like,
you need to retool 50 ads a day.
Or not even that. I mean 20 or 30. But that adds up, right? It doesn't take that long. It's maybe 20 minutes ish, and
If you do that every day, that's like what? Would you say 20 or 30? That's 140 to 210 a week. That's pretty good.
yeah, I mean, and
it spikes.
Totally.
It spikes stuff to happen.
The thing I need to start doing, which I've been terrible at, is managing my messages and archiving old ones and marking everything as read and blah blah blah. Like I know that eBay tracks that, and I have not historically been great, but
yeah, I try to answer my customer service, but when it's like I got this guy, I mean it's $100 sale. It's a bag of bits. He wants me to open the bag. He wants me to tell him what numbers are on all the bits. There's 20 bits. It's not a lot of work, but I mean, honestly, I'm like, guy, if I'm going to open the bag, I'll take a wire brush to him. I'll clean them, and then I'll ask 120. And then when I put all the numbers into the ad, and now everyone in the world knows what's in the lot, well, now it's 140. How much money do you want to pay? I got it priced to move where it's a clean ad. How much info do you need on it? Because the more info I put into the ad, the more money it is. I don't think a lot of people get that either, because my time's money, and to list 20 bits, you have to write 20 bits down in the ad. In number 5 there's a number 4, there's 2 number 3s or something. You got to write all that, so you got to figure out what's that going to take. 10 minutes? I don't have 10 minutes. I mean, do I have 10 minutes? Yeah, I probably do, but do I want to put in the 10 minutes? No, I don't. So you can buy it or you can't. That's where I'm at. And if you want to, I mean, I'll take $10 off on $100 item. That's about it. That's about as far as I'll get.
I've had like records before. Like I found out about really learned about like certain pressings of records having extreme value, because I had a Fleetwood Mac Rumors record listed.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody asked me like, hey, can you see if there's this thing in the dead wax? And I'm like, I wonder why they're asking that question. And then I go research it, and then of course I go and look, and then I change the price accordingly, and then I answer their question. And then
I mean,
like, and other times I've had people who do that on other records, and I'd be like, listen, this is already priced very well for what it is. I can go look and answer your question, but if I do that before I answer, I am going to use that information to change my price accordingly. Or you can already buy this very fairly priced record and take the chance yourself.
I do that at the Flea when I have say I got a lawnmower or a weed whacker or a chainsaw out. They go, does it work? And I go, I don't know. Did you try pulling it? And they go, well, no. I'm like, well, I don't know. Well, what do you want for it? $10? And then they'll be like, well, does it work? They'll ask it again. I'm not lying. They'll ask it again. I'd be like, well, it's $10, but now that you're asking too many questions, if it turns on, it's 20. If it doesn't, it's 10. So because you're already asking too many questions, now you're just asking too many questions, because the price was already priced to move. You shouldn't have asked any questions and just took it and left. But I'll do that all the time.
That's why you gotta dollar everything out, man, because then there's no freaking questions other than
and I get that. No, and I get that, but it's I honestly I get enjoyment out of just messing with these guys and being like, I mean, listen to the questions you're asking me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even say it. You know what I mean?
You had your chance. You blew it. Now pay me.
Yeah.
You're basically going to pay me $10 to go pull that string when you could have pulled it yourself.
Yeah. If I got to go pull it and prime it and play with it, it's $20. Sorry. You know, you could have had it for $5, but it runs.
But you blew it.
Anyone need a running, you know? And I like that too, because Tinker has a little thing in his truck where you can just plug stuff in and you can test it. And they'll be like, "Does this work?" And I'll be like, "I don't know." And they're like, "Oh well, you know, I'll give you $5 for it." And I'll fire up the truck. We fire up the truck, plug it in, turns right on. No, it's 20. It's not 10 now, and you can't get it for 5. It's 20. It works. Sorry. Thanks for making me do all the work now that I know that it works, and you know, thanks for making me be proactive in life.
Thanks for making me get up, come here and try to sell stuff. I just made more money.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to give the deal, you know, like I don't know.
That's the other. Yeah, if somebody asks me to go do something, and then I go do it and answer their question, and then they come back to me and they try to offer me lower than what I have it listed as, then yeah, there's no. Like, and then I'll answer the question. They'll be like, yeah, okay, thanks. What do you take this much? I will raise the price and then I'll answer no.
And then block them so they can't buy it anyway.
No, I'll just raise the price. Don't make me do work.
I'll raise the price so they can see it, and then they'll be like, or I'll lower the price so they can see it and then block them. That's even better. Here it is, buddy. $50. You can have it now. It was $150, but you're blocked and you can't touch it.
I do clean out my blocked buyers list. Like it's not a full-on block, but it's about a year timeout.
Yeah. I mean, once they're blocked on my end, I leave them blocked. I don't
block.
I don't want to reevaluate that buyer again. You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some that are blocked forever.
Yeah, my blocked buyers are blocked for reasons. They're not blocked just because they put in low offers or they tried scamming me. They tried doing some shady practices. Which, I mean, if you're being a crafty reseller, I can respect that because I mean, I'm a reseller, so if you're gonna try and like word it nice, and you know, I had this one guy, he wanted a paper lot, and I swear it was him typing on the message board, pretending to be his daughter, being like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this for my father. It's gonna be such the greatest gift." Blah blah blah. I swear it was the freaking guy typing it in. After I met him, I just knew. I sized him up. I looked straight up and down like that. I'm like, this is literally the guy that was friggin' conniving me.
To be a minor.
Yeah, I'm like, really, dude? Like, I'm like, oh, so you're using your hard-earned babysitting money for this thing? Oh yeah, she gave me. Because then I had to go meet him and not her because she's a minor, you know, or whatever. She was a minor. He said that she was 16, and I'm like, oh yeah, all right, whatever. I'll sell you. My father collects newspapers. I'm like, yeah, I'll sell it to you for a deal. It was $1,000 book, and I sold it to her for $150. She gave me this really nice story, you know, like, you know, my dad collects this and and I bit. And it was literally this guy. I made a whole video on it too. I totally got scammed.
I see
it's people like that I block. Because then
anybody who tells me any story, if it's ever attached to a price, I just ignore it. It's never true. Right?
Yeah.
If it's not attached to a price, totally different thing. Because if it's somebody who's really excited about it, right, they're gonna buy it at the price you're asking for or close to it, right? If
Right.
it's otherwise, they're just, you know, trying to tell a story. I do it all the time. When I'm out in the world, if I'm in a negotiation, like that's just in my blood. Like you know, or I don't know. Maybe that's why also that I get so annoyed by it, because I use these tactics when I'm on the other side. Like,
Yeah, you have to look at it.
I know what you're doing, man. Like,
yeah, you have to look at it on both areas, and that's why I like selling at the Flea. It gives you a little bit of transparency between the buyer and the seller, because I'll go there to buy too.
yeah.
So if you have another flea market dealer that's coming over to buy off of your booth, and you're being a dick and you got stiff prices and he can't buy anything, well, let me tell you, when you go to try and buy something off him, everything's stiff and he's a dick and you can't buy anything. So how does that work? Because not everyone can sell everything. So if he's a better seller at postcards, and let's say I have postcards and he wants to buy them all, and you know, he's not like lowballing me, but he's making it so that he can make a little money and I'm going to make money. That's fine. Sold. Walk away. Because then I can go over to him and buy his tools that maybe he sucks at selling, and he's just sitting on them, and then I'll go buy him, and then it kind of has an ebb and flow between dealers.
Yeah.
I mean, Lobster probably goes through that too, you know, the ebb and flow of the flea market dealers and how they turn everyone else's rotation of inventory sometimes, you know, because not everyone's perfect at selling everything. You know, you got the radio guy, you got the paper guy, you got the video game guy, you got the toy guy. They all have their
they all got their niche.
Everyone's a little bit better at one particular thing. Can't cover everything.
Yeah, we're at 10 o'clock almost. West Coast, we're almost 1 o'clock your time.
Night, Annie.
We're
I'm
losing
sitting here. I keep going and checking in on the family, so I had to go. I had to go 2 days ago. Rush over to the Walmart and get all the supplies, to come to find out that they weren't going to do it. And then we're like, "Oh, we're going to do it on Friday." So I'm sitting here going, "God, it's getting late. It's like 10 o'clock. They still haven't eaten. They still haven't got the cake." And I'm like, "What the freaking hell? I'm going to bed after this. I'm not going to sit around, you know, like stay up all night. I got to work tomorrow, man. These god darn peoples."
It's potty late, huh?
So pissed, dude.
Before
like, stress out over all this stuff, and then they don't even do anything. Taking their sweet ass. I'm like, what planet are you on right now? You're not on this one, obviously.
Before I go and we go, I do have a request. Lobster, I think we're on your channel next week, correct?
Yeah, probably.
Can you schedule that tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, huh?
And put that up on your page tomorrow. And then people in the chat and people in the show, you know, as you're out and about in other shows and in other chats and things and whatnot, if you could maybe share this show and let people know about what we're doing here, that would be cool and very appreciated. You know, the more the merrier, and the more input we can get on some of this stuff is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, this week was a lot of paper and photos and postcards and books, but who knows what we'll have next week.
Right.
So we want to keep you guessing, but we also want to keep you entertained, and part of that is the audience interaction. So the more the merrier.
Hey, you want to know why? You want to know why I bought so many books?
Why?
Well, it's not because I wanted to make money. It's because during the pandemic, there was a toilet paper shortage. I'm thinking, raw, bros. I'm thinking.
It's a little raw, but you're gonna have a dyed asshole.
Well, now that we're coming out of the pandemic and there's no toilet paper shortage.
So I have to admit, though, the thumbnail photo is
I do
gotta
like.
stay. It's gotta stay. I love it.
I like
love
it. Yeah, keep the thumbnail photo. Just all you got to do is go in a StreamYard or whatever and schedule for this time next week. Put the thing in there. You can always change the title or the subject.
I would love to be able to take our faces and put them on those characters.
So the
that would be freaking awesome. Huh?
I'll see what I can do. I'm kind of a whiz at Microsoft Paint, so.
I was here. I'll give you a mugshot right now. Right.
Oh, don't worry.
I was telling Lobster that that's an actual real photo that I tried to go buy that at a estate sale. They did sell it for $500.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a cool photo.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something that I would, if I had acquired that, I would definitely keep it.
Yeah.
OBX gave us a shout out. Yeah, see, it's the thumbnail, dude. People are getting horny over that thumbnail. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that photo says a lot. I mean, it's really
cool. Other than the photo and the fact that you actually took time, which is obviously something I don't have very much of, apparently. You took time and did the description properly. I sometimes I don't know, I forget or I don't bother or I have it like Matt was saying, do the StreamYard ad. Yeah, I will probably on Thursday. I mean, I'll try to do it. I'll try to get it done.
It takes 30 seconds.
I know.
I'll get them to get it done.
All you got to do is just copy it and schedule it. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
And I think,
you know what?
I think Lobster wants to make an announcement too, because we didn't announce anything. I think that's just probably word of mouth about the interview.
Oh, shoots, yeah. What the hell are they? Shoots.
Family Faith Flips.
Yeah, they said they'd be willing to do the interview with us. Yeah. So for those that are still in the chat, we got our first. I'll reach back out to them and
we'll set up a date for the show for that.
And maybe we'll do that. I got the video. I'm gonna make the video of the Oregon, Matt. So
nice.
Okay.
And I've heard that I need to be on my best behavior.
We all do, I think.
We all do. Don't worry, I'll be taking like 5 smoke breaks. And...
Yeah. I'll be doing a lot of this right here. I'll be like, well, there was this, and then everything was good. And then there was that one time, and then all of a sudden we were just friends again.
I want to know of these three, I'm the problem child.
You're the problem child? All right, so here, let's get this straight then. On the thumbnail, which one are you? Are you going to be the one in the middle, the one on the left, or one on the right?
I don't care.
All right, so reach out to the Faith family. I feel bad not remembering their name. Reschedule.
Here, we'll
live. And then what was the third thing I need to do?
You need to do your stream. We need to contact them and figure out a date for us to do the date show.
Yeah.
And maybe the chat remembers. I think that's about it.
The video for the piano.
What do you got? Virgin Mary?
Although I'm pretty sure they're not Catholic. They're
probably Christian. They're from, I think they might be from the South.
What is that?
Go to hell, son. Still go to hell. What are you guys doing tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Sunday? Saturday? What are you doing tomorrow?
Saturday.
I'm gonna wake up, think about cleaning my house, then not clean my house, and probably do a lot of listing.
I gotta wash my floor upstairs. It's gross. The dogs, they pee outside and they drag their peeing on their feet.
Mm.
So I got to do that, and then I got to go to the auction and put in soft
Paper
closes
bid?
on
Yeah.
all the crap that I want.
I gotta go to work, and then I gotta put the brakes and the rotors on the car, the wifey, and then try to clear out some more boxes. So I'm gonna head out. You guys gonna head out soon?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we'll all
do
head
it.
out together.
Yeah. I'm gonna see what's going on because I need to get off this chair. It's killing me. It's killing my backside.
Have you seen the chair that I sit on?
Your clamshell patio chair. Oh, the vintage step ladder. Dude, those things rock. Those things are about $100.
It's got no back on it. It's not exactly comfortable. There's no.
Hey, I've upgraded. In the last 6 years that I've been doing YouTube, I went from a curbside piano chair to a alley fine wooden chair, which I still have, to a storage locker $20 chair from Walmart. I'm moving up in the world. And then you got Justin over there. He's on a pair of sneakers. Yeah.
This is my chair.
He doesn't have a chair.
It's the two listed
I want to go to a
speakers.
flea market tomorrow.
2 listed speakers. Yeah, you're gonna have to change the description. Don't mind the ass print.
Might have dog turd on the top of it now.
How are there flea markets in California? You guys have like the highest like restrictions of any other state. Like, how are there flea markets there and they're not here? Well, they're probably not here because the weather's terrible.
You got weather issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have ours because it's outside.
Mask up outside.
Yeah, as long as people are masked up, they don't care. I mean, they emphasize it on the announcements when they give us the morning announcements.
Because there's no, you don't have flea markets going on where you are right now, do you?
Justin doesn't until the end of the month,
April.
I think, right?
April? Okay.
April. Seasonal. They have indoor in like all the antique stores stay open.
Yeah, I think our antique stores are open, but they might be limiting the amount of people.
I wonder when
they did at the beginning. The antique store had appointment only, which, I mean, if you're making an appointment to go in an antique store, you really got nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're avidly hunting for a gem. But
speaking of hunting, I'm not going to be doing any more clearance, even though I was in it today. I didn't buy anything, and I almost bought. There was 24. Wait.
Oh, man.
Go to Matt. You're quick on this. Go to eBay, please.
Yeah.
Look up Bell 20-inch inner tubes.
how much were they?
$1 a piece, dude. There was a ton of them.
Wow, that's actually not freaking bad.
They're trend about $6 to $7 a box.
That might have been buy.
Let me look at the solds real quick. They're up for sale in the like 10 to 15 range. Bell 20-inch. Here's one for $2, $4.50, $6.50 for the sold.
The guy that sold the case for $29.
4 inner tubes for $17, $18 shipped.
That's a good deal.
A lot of 2 for $12 shipped.
It's not bad.
These are 4 packs. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but their whole like Bell contract with that 20-inch tube is maybe no more. I don't know, dude. They were only
They
a
sell
buck.
it every day though.
Yeah,
20 inches for a that's
Small
like
bike.
a K-Mod. Yeah,
small
K-Mod
bike. Yeah. So
400
I was thinking dollar it out or buy it for $1. There was probably there's trays of them, dude. I think there's what 12 in a. How many in a? Do you see a case yet, Matt?
the case
Or
was like
tray?
45.
A tray of what 12 or 20?
Probably 20.
12, yeah, and you can get them for $1 a piece.
Get them for $1 a piece. I think it's a case of 20.
It's a lot of 12 sold just today for $29.99
Yep.
plus $1 shipping.
Yeah. So you could pay $12 a tray and take them to the flea and sell them for $2 and you're still undercutting eBay.
How much? How many were there?
There's 12. See, 12 in a tray, and the shelf was probably 3. So 6 in the front, 6 in the back, and then there was 2, 4 on the back wall. So 12.
100.
No, was it? How was it? 12 a tray? 12. So 12 times 6. 12 times 12 is 144. Probably like about yeah, well over 100.
Dude, the sell through on this, there's 466 listed. There's 489 sold.
I was gonna say honestly that number is gonna go up more in 5 months. They're gonna sell more because no one's riding their bike yet. It's winter here. Not a lot of people riding their bike yet. Give it a couple months. They're gonna pop more tires, stuff like that. Because the bike needs to have wear to pop the tire, right? And you need to use it. So if you're not using it, then you don't need a tire.
All right, I'm going to Walmart, dude. I gotta go.
Do not quick flip that item. Do not quick flip that.
I'm going tomorrow. I'm gonna go tomorrow and get them.
One listing or maybe 3 listings. 1 packs, 2 packs, 4 packs.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Multi-quantity.
Yeah,
Singles,
doubles. You could buy 4.
Yeah, I would try to do doubles.
You will sell that.
Buy a whole box.
Long.
That way, if like a bike guy that maybe has 5 BMX bikes, just wants them all,
Yeah, I'm gonna go there in the morning then on my way to work.
A bike shop might buy them off you because they're like, I don't have to go to Walmart. I can just buy them off this guy.
Yeah.
One of them sold for $20 for 1 box.
That's crazy.
Here's one sold for 1 box, $18.20.
When was that? What month?
That was a week ago.
What? That's somebody still scared of the corona right there.
But I mean,
they're embezzling money. That's what it is. They're selling cocaine on the side.
That's in the stamp section. That's in the stamps in the Disney.
The rare 1 cent or 2 cent Washington stamp.
Yeah, the 2 cent Washington. And me and Lobster find out it's a cocaine smuggling operation through the 1 cent Washington.
Man, we have the weirdest conversations about shit on eBay. We make
these up for like
ridiculous.
$15 each, free shipping, and throw 10% promotion behind it. You are going to sell all day long.
Yeah, I figured so, and I was trying to tell myself, don't do it, Bobby. Don't do it. Oh, you gotta do it. Come on, let's do it. I'm like, no, Bobby, you got boxes of books you gotta sort. Plus, you got milk and ice cream in the cart. Let's go. But yeah, I'm gonna go back in the morning.
Wait a minute. Bell 20 inch inner tube. Okay, yeah. Hold on. The sold number I gave you was wrong. Because now I see all listings, and now I see 52 sold against 466 listed. Why did that happen? There's a lot of competition. Maybe it's not the best one. Are people gonna buy that at a flea market?
I don't know. Bikes are going to be hot here soon.
I mean, you'll move a couple.
Yeah.
For $2.
I mean, if I just sell it, double my money. You know what I'll do? I'll go buy a bunch of it. Take a tray with me because I don't want to take them all over there. Take a tray with me. Set a couple out on the table.
It doesn't work like that though. It's all or nothing in the time of the moment because they're all there.
Oh no! What I'm saying is like I'll go and buy what I need and put some. I'll do my thing, and then when I go to the flea, I'll take a tray with me, and I will throw a couple out on the table and see what happens. Make them feel like, oh look, I got a deal.
Can you go into Walmart and build like a wall in front of the tubes? And then by Sunday, you'll have the evaluation. And then Monday, you can go pick them up.
Nah. I thought of that. Like hide them in behind the fans because the fans are right across from them.
Yeah, toss a fan in front of them,
Put them behind the fans and stage the fans. As soon as somebody buys a fan, they'll be like, oh, what's in here?
Wait, ooh, look at all that.
Look at all these inner tubes. Yeah, sell them to the bike. Yeah. But that's the thing. I didn't want like 120, 30 some odd 20-inch tubes. They were 26-inch. That's a very common size.
Yeah. I think that's a BMX bike is a 20-inch.
Yeah.
If it was a 26, that's like the like.
Then you get into different sizes because then the 26 you got the mountain bike and then you got the 10-speed. So you got the point whatever or the 2-point whatever. So the 20-inch is just a common straight. It's like a kid's bike, not a little one, but in between the toddler to the little bigger of a toddler, and then it gets into the kid's bike and the BMX, and then 10-speed.
I mean, they're expensive when you need them. I guess it's like with anything.
All I do is I have an old tube. I just cut off a piece and super glue. There you go. Problem fixed. Done.
Yeah, the old bike kit. Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need.
Contact cement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little saliva and some bubble gum and everything is all better.
You don't want that contact cement on your fingers. That shit don't come off. Remember that back in the day, you're playing with it with the brush, and you're like, ah, shit. And you got it on. It's on there for like 3 weeks. You can't, acetone don't work. It's like,
no.
Oh my God, that's awful.
All right, let's do it.
We out?
Well, I think that was the refresh to be out.
I'm fading.
All right. Thanks
You're fading?
For coming in. You've all been.
No, I got stuff I got to do, and I want to go to bed early tonight. I'm tired.
We went for 3.5 hours. That's not too bad.
Oh God, sorry. Excuse me.
So thank you everybody for coming in and hanging out with us, and
yes,
we will be
here.
You
saw you had Pete come in. That's cool.
We did have Pete. That was cool.
Oh.
Yeah, Pete's came in twice before, so that's nice.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that he's subbed to you and not to me.
I know, and I got my wrench from Daily Refinement. I was pretty glad about that.
That's nice.
Cool. Yeah.
You got what?
I was just in.
He got monetized. He got moderated in Daily Refinement.
Yeah.
That's random.
Yeah.
Are you on that channel often, or?
I've always commented on his stuff about a year ago, and
okay.
I mean, he has some good techniques. His techniques go very he's one way and then he's a different way. So, and his business model is like nothing with mine. And I've actually asked him for advice. I'm like, hey, what do you do with a store with, what do you do with 10,000 listable items, but you don't have time to list them? And he's like, you're in fucking trouble. I'm like, all right. So what's that mean? Purge everything? And he's like, yeah, purge everything. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a smart idea. So I didn't do that. I just, I did long tail store, like long tail, high prices, long tail, and it kind of worked out. So I just comment and give my input of whatever I can out of it. I don't like to steer anyone into doing something, because if it's the wrong thing for them, then I just don't want to be the guy that made them go that direction. So I always say, I'm not the teacher. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. And if it teaches you something and you want to try it that way, I can tell you if it works or not. And that's all I can tell you. But I'm not going to tell you to do it a certain way. I'm just going to show you how I do it.
So I've watched a lot of his show, and there's some good information. He speaks with a lot of unearned authority a lot of times, in my opinion. And he definitely provides information on a store model that is foreign to me. Like, he's looking for everyday commodity, like low cost, sell all day for $10 with the occasional home run. And he more or less says, like, you can't build a store on home runs. Like, it all depends on your definition of a home run, right? Like,
it all depends on what you want out of your store. Do you want 20 grand out of your store? Well, then, you can build it with home runs. You could sell 10 items and it would get to 20 grand, you know?
There's stores that do that. There's stores that sell, like, under 100 items a month. And
I mean, you could just find a Rolex at a yard sale. You don't know, you know? It could happen.
But in the meantime, while you're looking for that Rolex or whatever item it is that's gonna pop, you gotta sell it somehow.
Yeah, you gotta turn. So no, and like I said, his stuff's one way, and then because I think he likes venturing into different realms of actually how to sell it, to try and retune what he's actually doing. Because I mean, that's what I'm doing here. This is not a perfect system. So as it evolves, it gets a little tighter, a little more condensed. So
he also uses electronic personal assistants, or whatever you call that, virtual assistants.
Virtuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could never do that for the stuff you and I sell.
No.
Like, and so to that degree, that information just
oh my god,
only going to be applicable if you sell that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I said the business model and the whole idea of what he does is not completely the same. But the thing is all resellers are not the same. You just got to take the tidbits out of what someone else is doing, retool it, and convert it into your own. And that's all you can get out of it. Because, I mean, I don't buy sneakers. I don't do retail arbitrage. I don't shop at Burlington Coat Factory to buy for $50 and flip it $100. I don't do that.
Yeah.
That's just not my business model.
I mean, there's stuff that he talks about that I preach all day, like having, daily listing habits and how important having that is.
Right.
In building a store, like all day long.
Yeah.
I didn't get that from him, but I 100% agree with it. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be like, he's the one that invented it. No.
Yeah. No.
But he's the channel that avidly pushed that that it's smart business practice to do that.
Oh, totally.
So it's almost kind of his coined thing at that point, but no, he didn't invent it.
No.
And he wouldn't say that he did either, but because he's a pretty straight shooter, and just like most of us are, that do.
Hey, why don't you call him and you guys can go on a date and freaking do whatever, dude?
No. I don't
talk about vintage boldage,
but I am very curious what you get for paying him money.
You guys can talk about like bulge, tight skinny jean, vintage pants.
Bulge.
What? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about none of it. I'm tired, man. Let's go home already. God dang it.
All right.
All right, let's end the show for the third time.
All right. And then Lobster, you keep in mind what does best on vintage photographs. Good night. All right. Thank you all. Have a good night. And you can look up what does best on
But be
vintage
a wiener.
photographs.
See you guys. Peace.